Kahala, Yahweh, Hashem, Yahushua, Hashem, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Honors to the brothers out there in the highways and the byways teaching the word. We're the Hebrew Israelites coming out here teaching the gospel, the good news, right? The good news of the gospel, which is in these last days, all this hell breaking loose, all these curses, everything. Hey, we have a savior. You know, we're gonna be saved and enter into a new way, into a new kingdom which belongs to us. That's the good news. Despite our faults, our sins. Hey, the Lord made a sacrifice for us, man. We were bought with a price, so that's what we're gonna go into today, man. Times are gonna get rough, but there's light at the end of the tunnel, man. So, man. Let's do it. Let's get it.
Yeah, this is Second Ezra's 7.
Are you?
Yeah. Second Ezra 7 from 6, you saw what you just said there, right? So there is also another thing. The city is builded and set upon a broad field and is full of all good things. The entrance thereof is narrow and is set in a dangerous place to fall, like as if there were a fire on the right hand and on the left a deep water. And one only path between them both, even between the fire and the water, so small that there could be one man go there at once.
Right. This spiritual lesson from Second Ezra mirrors what the Lord Himself said about the straight gate. It's the same. It's the same thing in the spirit. It shows you the Apocrypha is in complete agreement with the rest of the scriptures.
Right? It says, if this city now were given unto a man for an inheritance, if he never shall pass the danger set before it, how shall he receive this inheritance?
Just another thing on that. I think Yahushua is the word, right? He encompasses everything that was ever spoken. Right? So Yahushua to quote that scripture. This is part of the you know what I mean?
Yeah. So it says, if the city now were given unto a man for an inheritance, if he never shall pass the danger set before it, how shall he receive this inheritance?
Meaning we gotta go through it. We gotta go through. Yeah. Can we get that in the book of Acts? Much tribulation, social. We gotta go through the hell. We gotta go through the danger to get through to the kingdom of heaven, man. You have to go through it. You can't wait on this side, man. You gotta go straight through, and it's a narrow path. There's a correct way to go. You got certain guys come into this thing, and they think it's a wide path, so they can fit in things that don't belong. They want to come up some other way, right? And you see what happened with them guys. They can start moving further and further away from the source, man. Like these Genesis guys, man. Now they're trying to go away from the name of Yahweh Shai, man. That's crazy. But that's what happens, man. They never came in with the right heart, man. And they're trying to do things their own way. They're willful. You know, they're lusty like their father Esau, man. The devil. They want to do their own thing, man. And look where it leads you, man. You all over the place, man.
And many people did that back in the ancient times, man. Those that did join the church, right, and they came up the right way, would talk the right things, but didn't agree in the spirit. So they ended up going, making their own factions, manipulations, and all these different types of mans there. You know, that's always happened. So these guys, nothing but those guys back in the incarnation, right, basically.
And almost inevitably, one of the main things they start doing, because the love of money is the root of all evil, is they start merchandising the people, man. That's how you see with this guy, Sakari. He was merchandising. He basically became an influencer, monetizing the channel, doing day in the life videos. Started doing
bragging about having 300k, only 300k, that kind of stuff. Like, who's earning that money? Just the truth.
Yeah, because he was following the influencer people.
Ignoring people go to him to get.
One-to-one.
And that's why these debates are important to them, because they get to mingle with different types of people. They get clients or whatever.
But they're not promoting the truth. They're really promoting themselves.
That's right.
Because really, it's
brand,
about him.
Brand.
So they try to use the ministry as a vehicle for their own lust. This ministry ain't a vehicle for our lust, man. It's for the edification of the church of the people.
Sirach 30:8, an horse not broken becometh headstrong, and the child left to himself will be willful.
Yeah, that's why a lot of times they want to come up from underneath the apostles, because it's unruly. And we always use him as an example because he was unruly from the very beginning. Ever since he had that long hair, But brothers come in the truth with long hair. I come in the truth with long hair. This brother knows me. I had the longest. No, I had long hair, man. I had long hair. The single plat thing I was moving, and then when I heard that you can't have long hair, I cut my hair off. It wasn't like. And I felt liberated, but my head felt cool. But the point was, yeah, that I wasn't then gonna go into the. Let me search the scriptures and then try and twist it, yeah, because I want the gal them to like me, or my hair, my hairline's cooked.
Or say I'm doing the vow of the Nazarite.
Yeah, that's what he did. He lied and tried to say, "Oh, I'm doing about with a Nazarite."
How do you want to?
A wicked man finding it.
Oh, got it.
Sirach 32:7. A sinful man will not be reproved, but findeth an excuse according to his will.
So he wanted to keep that old man, the ego. You know what's the ego? Alter ego he had? Delirious. What that was called? Delirious. That's he wanted to keep that ego going, and part of the ego was what? Fitted caps. So man went into now he threw Paul. He ejected Paul. He pressed the eject button on Paul because so that he could wear a fitted cap because he don't want the ladies because yeah he's tall and that. Yeah, but my hairline's cool. Man's forehead's looking Klingonish. Yeah, but if I wear the fitted cap, it's okay. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I need to find a way. You can't dash away a whole apostle so you can wear a fitted cap. But again, that's an example of a man that's trying to go around trying to get.
That's even what. It's even what Peter said about Paul. He said when Paul was going out, they were struggling with the scriptures. These guys are wrestling with the scriptures, man. They don't want it to be true. You know.
And then you see what happened. Everything that camp started pushing was corrupted, and then the fruit that he had came in under that vibration. So a lot of them, not going to say all, because some of them might come out of it. They were just bugged out, but a lot of them we look at sideways and you see it happening because they want to sell Hebrew names. They want to sell Hebrew merchandise, selling T-shirts and all these things. Bro, forklift and forget, blood. Forklift brothers just work. We don't make merchandise out of no one. Brothers work and it's normal for fun. Which they said we didn't work. They said we was bums. We ain't got to live no lavish hip hop lifestyle and have a bag of gal rubbing down my chest. It's not necessary. It's a book of John. Here you go.
The book of John 14:6. Yahweh shall say unto him, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No man cometh unto the Father but by me.
Yeah. But them man, they forget the focus is really on Yahweh Shai, and they really got this egotistical, narcissistic thing. So then everything becomes about them to the point where, like, I don't want no one to be able to rebuke me. How can I make it work for me? Wait, I'm a Levite. Yeah. So let me find a way to twist that around. Oh, if you're not a Levite, you can't rebuke me. Yeah. And then ones, and then so I'm a Levite. What's the highest authority I can have? Yeah. Okay, I'm a high priest now. And it's just bro.
Saying when we try to say after certain age, he's now that he's high priest because he's now 30.
And then he's supposed to the law. Yeah, that's right.
Exactly. And the whole time he was.
Yeah. But he even said that you have to. Yahweh Shai go to him to open the door.
Yeah. Like, number one, in the scriptures, there were certain priests that couldn't prove that they was on their house, and they were allowed to do the service. So you would have to prove you're a Levite of the house of Aaron. Like it would have to be like.
Nah, he don't.
Yeah.
That's what you call trying to put the what they call a square peg in.
Why would you do that?
Yeah, but you found out what the days after that, they basically says, well, you like your backside playable too. So what was going on then?
He spilled the beans.
I mean, you did it. We got together, remember?
Yeah, great.
So that corruption doesn't come from the Lord. That comes from the flesh. Yeah. So when you make the flesh be your priority, which he does, automatically that's what's going to happen. It's going to become even more and more dastardly because the scripture says the carnal mind is enmity with the Most High, not subject unto the Lord. So of course, if you got that narcissistic, egotistical, worldly spirit to you, abomination and pride, abomination ain't too far behind. You know? Missed that one. Not too far behind. Go, man. Went over your head.
It says Matthew 6:33, but seek ye first the kingdom of the Most High and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you.
Right. So
Yeah, these are impatient men. They're men of the flesh. They want everything now. That fast life thing.
yeah, they want to live good now, which we get it. Everyone wants to live good to a certain degree. Nobody wants to. We're not either mindset. We want to look around and just start slapping ourselves and chiseling our face. But at the end of the day, you got to realize that your goal is the kingdom of heaven, and that's where you put your energy. That's where your heart should be. These men's hearts are still here, so they want to do things now. That's why IUIC want to build supermarkets and they want to build up Judea
They're
in
in
Babylon.
the grind.
Because they really are here. They're here for the now. They're temporal, complete. You know what I'm saying? Whereas, yeah, you got to get a job, you got to do certain things, use the world, but not abusing it. But your eyes should be set on the kingdom.
Well, Elazar showed us his mindset, man, in terms of like, he said, oh, we want to be here 1,000 years. So he's thinking, I ain't going to be here 1,000 years.
Yeah, that's why he was getting what he could get now. He wanted to make sure that he got the gal now, he got the money now, he got the fame and the glory. He wanted it all now. And then he got the shame, you know?
This is the thing. So when you get rich in this world, because I've worked around certain people that have money, and it's just like most as an Israelite, most of the things that they do, you can't really like talk about restaurants and stuff like that. Have them high-end restaurants. It's just abomination. Like what was he? I was watching that Gordon Ramsay flick on Netflix at the moment, right? Which was basically going in and one of his high-end exclusive sections of his restaurant. I was looking at it was scallops, oysters. I'm just like, I can't eat any of that shit. So then once the point I'm making is as a Jake, it's like what? Yeah. As a Jake, it's like what joy is there even in being rich in this?
Yeah, showing off. That's the joy. To show off and stunt on other people. That's what he really enjoyed. He had the rapper spirit. Yeah, the egotistical rapper gangster spirit that he never got out of him. You know what I mean?
It's 2 Ezra 16:40. Oh, my people, hear my word. Make you ready to the battle, and in those evils, be even as pilgrims upon the earth.
So you gotta be ready, like especially when all hell breaks loose, to not be attached to the things of this world, because the structure and the foundation of this world is going to be utterly shaken and broken. And if you hold on to it, you're going to be utterly shaken and broken with it. You got to let it go. One thing's for sure, you've got to let this world go in order to enter into the new world. You have to release. You have to release. You can't hold on tight. You hold on tight, yeah, you're going to be cooked. And that includes the possessions, the aspirations. Because, okay, you might have short-term aspirations, but you got to charge it. Because you kind of do operate on the short term. Okay, I'm trying to get a promotion here, whatever. Listen, you got to charge everything. I got one. Certain man, 2 bottles of bottle it, man. You can't hold on for the next season. It's over. It's over, buddy. It's done. No Hall of Fame. It might be. Man's running simulation.
Verse 41, right? He that selleth, let him be as he that fleeth away. He that buyeth is one that will lose. He that occupieth merchandise is he that.
So like this, knowing that it's temporal. Like again, us brothers got jobs, might have work aspirations. I want to be a manager, whatever. But at the end of the day, everyone's bank account gonna be empty at some point.
Yeah.
And the system's getting reset.
Yeah.
And if it goes down, when it goes down,
Yeah.
that ain't supposed to have you messed up.
Yeah, you should be rejoicing.
Bro, fucking ridden. Who wants to fucking turn to work anyway? Bro, I'm saying like
That Monday when brothers realized they were
Oh, happy.
Hey, why do you think Boris is such a good move? It's been a sensational the last 2 months. There's been some hell, but in terms of like the outlook, it's been sensational.
That's it. Because as elders and brothers are going into in this life, there are things that we are going to need. And that's why this precept is important, because it's about perspective, right? Because there are things like we can't be reckless. Like let's say you got some heavy ass debt that needs to be paid. You can't be like, well, whatever. Because then you never. This is the Lord's schedule.
But this is what Daily Bread's about.
Yeah.
To get on, to get by, to get through shit. You know what I mean? And that varies from brother to brother. It's whatever it is. But this is what we pray for, you know, so we can get by. And so brothers are self-aware, they're self-in-spirit, and they get on that. And then if they get a promotion or whatever, then they get a promotion. They really need the money, or the money can go somewhere to help the ministry, or whatever, man. You know what I'm saying? So it's all in the spirit of the Lord, but we're not actually actively going out of our way to
Don't get caught up.
yeah.
That's it. You know what I mean? Don't get caught up. You know what I mean?
Timothy 6 and 7. For we brought nothing into this world, and it is certain we can get nothing out.
So what's the point of, you know, gathering to yourself, gathering, oh, I've got this car, I've got this chain, I've got all this shit. At the end, it ain't gonna matter.
Especially if you're going to be violating the scriptures, and when the scriptures speak about making merchandise of the people and with feigned words, meaning you're twisting up the words of the Lord and trying to make it palatable, more marketable for the people, for the people for the unwashed masses, for the lesser baser sort to consume, so they can come and give you their money. No, bro, listen, that's not the way.
Because you're trying to bring the word distribution.
Hey, but he definitely did. But they're looking at the Hebrew like we ain't on some crazy shit, but we ain't on none of that. And they make people think we're not sincere. But we ain't trying to take nobody's money. You don't give us money. You give us money, fair enough. But if you don't give us money, we're still gonna teach. We're gonna be here. We're gonna still teach. We don't be selling people breakdowns and selling you garments and oh god, but you need to buy me a 4K. You need to buy a 4K camera to do video.
That was terrible.
I ain't gonna listen to the word in 8K.
But you need a 4K TV, so you might as well get the 4K TV. So you're going to have a 4K TV. That's shit, man.
It's true. You know why? That's what you're doing. You're glamorizing. This word don't need glamorization. You only need to glamorize something that has no value, so you dress it up to make it look like it's Hollywood. You know, like the Disney films, bro. Their production is. There's nothing better than all this shit. All these nasty Disney productions they've been making with bad storylines, no substance. But I'm telling you, the production value, like in terms of the hard work I put into every detail on the production side, was great. But that's just, it looks good.
But bro, you know what? Kind of like it's kind of like getting to a lot of the restaurants that have the glitz and glamour, the damn smoke and the steak,
Mama approved.
there's fucking shit. But the actual
this dude, Salt Bay.
yeah. But like the actual like restaurants that have a loyal customer base, people yo, this food's amazing. Normally the small, humble restaurant people don't even think about. You know what I mean? Oh, even the place where I was probably going. Yeah.
That was good.
The actual one that had the best food was a Littleton, but the other one that was next door, which was owned by the same owner, had the food couldn't compare. It's the same thing in America.
We ain't got to try and glamorize. That's why we can come out with our garments. I mean, we put whatever garment we want on, but we're not trying to promote an image. We're not selling the truth through a false image of prestige. The truth itself is prestigious enough. It's already valued, you know. But that's how rappers, and I said it's the rapper thing. Rappers, dead lyrics, but they got to be in that Lambo with 20 gal, and then all of a sudden they're a star, and then the bars are whack.
This is 1 John 2:15. Love not the world, even the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, then the love of the Father is not in him.
Yeah, and you know why that is? Because everything in this world is corrupt. So the deeper you fall in love with these things, you're gonna fall into corruption, and you get sad sometimes because there is a lot of things of this world that you might be interested in, and the longer you look at it, you just see better corruption. You're like, oh, even brothers like sports, brothers be into sports, but you just see the corruption and the folly, and you're like, oh, you know what I mean? It's just bare folly involved. Man want to be an actor. You might like acting. You might like storytelling. Then you hear man's begging man behind the scenes. You know what I mean? It's just corrupt. So there's nothing really in this world that hasn't been corrupted by Satan. You know? So you can't go all the way into it.
It says, for all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh, the lust of the eyes, the pride of life.
The pride of life. And the social media has got man gassed off that. Everyone is chasing something that's not even attainable, and more time man are faking it. Like most of these influencers are broke. They're faking a lifestyle. It's all fake and phony. They're not rich because real rich people don't even live like that. The man them in Monaco. That's why man said I'm not even rate Dubai. When I started seeing this rappers from London,
bro, when
it's
you
Dubai.
have a nigga, you still got burger sauce in his breath and fucking Dubai. You know that's what the place
Bro,
is for.
washed up rap, like, what was that dude's name? I mean, he was kind of hard at points, hard still, but then he got done on that whether it's fake or not. The Dutch event.
Yeah, yeah.
And when he seen this nigga's been washed up,
Him.
and he's in Dubai getting chased down by another rapper. I'm thinking Dubai then is just not even a.
Someone described it as a Midwest film.
Nick, yeah. You get in Dubai in a night tent. Like,
Go Monaco.
Yeah.
Go Monaco. If you really that prestigious, go Monaco. You won't see none of them influences in Monaco.
With certain of these places that are prestige, you might be like, why does that cost that much? It's just a beer. But they're basically pricing out over
It's the market that's targeted.
Yeah.
Burberry.
Bro, yeah.
But now
exactly.
everyone is chasing a lifestyle that's so they don't even know what being real rich is and what it means. They just want the look of what they claim is rich. So they want the diamond chains everywhere. We're real rich, but they want to dress like that, right? And they want to do all that stuff, and so they're chasing it. So then their normal life, even if they're doing well, they're not happy. I mean, even if they're doing it right and they got everything they need around them, they're still not happy because. But it's a super version.
Look for that nigga, man.
It's super version of it. But it's like you're from the end. You're doing all right, like, but you're not happy because you're not living like a rapper. The pride of life. You feel like you deserve more. And you should never think you deserve more.
Well, take it all the way.
Yeah, no one really. Yeah, the only thing we deserve is death. If you really want to get technical.
What's that?
So stay humble, lad. Not saying you can't have ambition, but what these men got ain't ambition. That's why they're willing to do. Yeah. That's why they're willing to do anything to base themselves in any way for a little taste of being in like a private.
What they call it? The rat race. They're in the rat race. They don't even know it because they think they're getting money. They don't think that's how the rat race.
That's like that live stream where that guy was chatting. You go,
I'm gonna crocodile thing.
Yeah. Oh, there's a lot of the
Range,
like that.
range, bro.
Yeah, he wouldn't slap his hand up. Bro, there's a lot of insanity going on, man, to chasing the bag so heavy. It's that very shit.
It says, and the pride of life is not of the Father, but of this world. And the world passeth away, and the lust thereof. But he that doeth the will of the Most High abideth forever.
Yeah, man want to go like just basically just have orgies everywhere. They want to go to all these festivals and just freak off and bro, you just better off staying away from all that, man. Just chill. Go to a little jazz bar. You know what it is? Go to a festival with all these nasty people. Then when you catch STDs and you're catching hell from hoes,
That's it.
complaining. Just relax yourself, man.
Have some wine.
Be refined.
These guys have done that, man. Because let's be honest, these YouTubers, right? These vloggers or whatever, it's fucking hard work. They man are always hours going to that shit. Their life is getting drained, man. And it's tired. It's tiring.
You're always 1, 2, 3 months away from it's all gone. Anyway. The algorithm does it.
Like that shit just speaks about that. America has its place. Like it ain't off to have a bit of wine, to dance a bit of music, but that can't be your life, bro. Like
Chasing the dopamine.
money ain't wicked. It's the love of money, though. You know what I mean? Like the actual lust. Well, even remember the scripture speaks about what's more wicked than the eye. Because like,
and that's the social media feeds. Social media feeds you like just lasting after
money, Lambo, nice.
just and you just lusting after it.
Bro,
That's
it's
a
real.
That's
Money,
man will
Lambo.
clip that. That's put it on a techno beat.
Money, Lambo. But no, to be honest, give me. Bro, it's fucking big thing. That's real, bro. It's actually it's oversimplified.
It is, but it was purposely so. Because we speak about how testosterone has been hijacked, right? You be just out there just trying to do something, I say you be on the socials and it's taking your energy.
Yeah.
The things they call it doom scrolling, redirection. Throughout all of these social media platforms now, endless. Right, you just scroll and scroll. Like you might be off just that I'm regularly on Instagram. I'll go on, and I don't see most of the people that I know. Like it's in like they posted in that time, but they're not. But all I'm seeing is random other shit just to keep you there. And in that process, in that time, it's basically hijacking your attention span, right? Which is why you get people now they can't sit still.
Yeah. Nah, I mean, brother, like sex, it's known that testosterone it helps you to focus basically. Testosterone it's what makes men able to just go to the gym and lock in, like and just do. You ever seen a woman in the gym? Like it's very difficult for a woman to go to the gym and stay concentrated on working. Where you see the guy that's like Arnie, you watch them old videos back in the day with Arnie and them man just pumping iron, and they're fully locked in. That's the testosterone. The testosterone actually allows a man to focus on and concentrate. But on the other side of that, once you're sexually triggered with testosterone, that goes all the way out the window. So if you keep people sexualized, what it does is actually takes away the usefulness of testosterone from your everyday life.
That's science, man. Like you could potential energy, turn the kinetic energy.
Yeah.
Social media takes away
There's a
potential
time and a
energy.
place for sex drive and sex in it, but when you're overly sexually stimulated visually, that takes over everything, and that's why most of these young men will never be able to reach the heights that man back in the day reached, because they weren't having sex and sexing being put in their face every 30 seconds.
Then you fold up and
Like, you know what I mean? So your testosterone was more used for what it's really for most of the time, because you can't have sex all the time. You lose all your minerals. You know what I mean? But they're using, and that's what the sexual revolution did. The other side of the sexual revolution is it over-sexualized men, and now that's why men are like messed up. You can't be truly masculine because all our masculinity is geared towards sex, and it's not really geared towards working and learning. The reason a man can go to a library and read 100 books, testosterone is part of that. They'll tell you that having testosterone is only about punching people and athletic, but you actually need. The higher your testosterone, the better you can study. Because like I said, testosterone allows you to focus your mind mentally. So you got low testosterone, it also makes you like flippant.
You know what? That is actually dope. You said that with helping study. So I sent you the clip. On scientists on YouTube, Huberman Labs. I don't know if you've seen him. Yeah. He does a lot of good information, but he was even saying like if it's kind of study and you like you kind of get brain fog, the way to break out, you like 5 squats or whatever, because it's not about working out. I just it's like your brain. So it's one point what you're saying. Studying
100%. And they know that. Like I said, that's why in this instance, we actually don't know what it's like to be. If you were born in the 90s, late 80s to the 90s, you don't know what it's like to not be sexualized every day of your life, like constantly, like just walking around and watching TV, buying a burger, for sex sells. So they put sexual images in everything. It's in the music. So you're constantly being triggered.
And even that is it's manipulation, resource part. He's trying to keep you dumbed down, he's trying to keep you distracted. Like it's oppression. Realistically,
No, if you detox from that, if you actually went somewhere and you just was away from all the sexualization, you will find like you probably just mentally you just go to a next level. But that's why the boxers they go away from everything and they lock in. You know what I mean? You in the cities and it's just pussy everywhere. Pussy Jews flying around.
I remember seeing one thing on Twitter, and it was like a red light district in Japan. Someone in the comments is like, it's funny how the produce in Japan dress better than the average Western woman.
Yeah, it's by design. It's definitely, and like social media's made it worse because the algorithm targets men with sexual images. You know what I mean? You've had it. You try to do some research on YouTube or something, and then a short will be there, and it will be some gal, and then you don't want to click it. And you got to fight, brother, because you know what the scripture says? There's actually a scripture that says, to look upon the beauty of a woman, a man loveth nothing better. It's like, ooh, like when you see something,
Even the advert. And they'll be sending you boxes now. And the woman actually, she's actually with a big chest and saying, oh, you're the best boxes ever. She's stroking it down and shit. I'm like,
did you see the boxes? No, but it's actually in the scriptures. It tells you that's in the Apocrypha. But what they want to do is associate the product with the woman, and then it gets you to like the product. So it's like, yeah, in the scriptures it tells you a man loveth nothing better than to look upon the beauty of a woman. So that's why they know that you really can't help yourself. You got to be super disciplined to be like, oh, no, I need to concentrate. Was he looking at was he listening to me, or was he looking at the woman in the red dress? It's the same thing, you know. So they're taking advantage of something that's naturally in you, you know. And it is a fight. Next thing you know, you've gone down the milk. Bro, Instagram will have you locked in. That's why I don't go on Instagram. The Instagram will go from one twerking video to a booty video, and 20 minutes later, it's just there, like,
Bro, actually, you imagine like seeing information on health and fitness, then you see a bitch with their flexible. Fucking,
that's it. So
you see a clip of a conspiracy about you useless livings. It's like in the space of 5 minutes, you see different world.
even the clickbait, you're thinking actually went to the gym.
Yeah.
in the gym, bro.
Interesting. One time I saw one science describing that the amount of information you're exposed to in the space of like 1 hour. Some people wasn't even exposed to the whole lifetime.
You ain't got time to process anything. On a conscious level, you can't. It's your subconscious that's absorbing it, because you still took it in. It's just subconsciously in your back of your head. It's not to the front where you're actually thinking about it. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, this is a dark world.
Bro, it's dark. I'm telling you, like, we don't know what it's like to not be sexualized. Like, so much. That's why man's think about it so much. Why your appetite for women seems to be insatiable. Well, of course. You live in a strip club.
Yeah.
Of course. That's why you think like, you're never gonna be happy in this world, no matter what. You're about to give you 1 million women because your mind, it's too much going on. Like, you think man in the villages that day cared like that. Man's in the village sitting there thinking, bro, I need 500 million women. Man wasn't even thinking about them. Man's got a woman, he's got a two or whatever, he's banging them and getting on his life, bro.
Low key, it makes sense why in this time, obviously, you know, hey, spirit might have you get a side piece here and there. But that spirit of having 20 women, 20 wives, it's not for now, bro. Because imagine in this carnal, overstimulated, over-sexualized mind, you have 20 women.
Because it's not realistic.
It's not realistic, bro.
It's not realistic because if you actually look at the history, most men didn't have 20. Most men didn't have 2. It was specific guys in a specific socio-economic status. You work in McDonald's. You understand what I'm saying? In fact, through the sexual revolution, if you want to get to the reality of the situation, right? It's through the sexual revolution where you get men that wouldn't normally get access to that many women, but have access to women because they can share them. Think about it, because they can share them out, and because this guy will get with this guy and get with that guy. In the ancient world, if you was broke, how was you gonna deal with all these women? Because you have to marry, right? So how was you gonna do that? You wouldn't. You'd be saving up to get one, or you'd be dashing all your money away in the whorehouse, which is not the way to go. So you gotta put life into its proper perspective, man. But man's like coming to this truth sometimes. They hear you can have more than one woman, and they get entitled. They think that means that's your entitled right now as you are to just go out and any woman you see you chase after and get. You end up messing yourself up. The scripture actually says, mortify your members, man. You low. You're not a king. Yeah, King Solomon of the 1,000 wives. Yeah, King Solomon. Yeah. You're not even King Solomon's doorman. Yeah. You're like some random don in Babylon that's broke. Like,
on
the forklift, bro. Just relax. Like, keep it low. Because if you was living in one of the villages in the ancient world, you'd just be happy with the day that your dad saved up to get you a wife. You just roll with it. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, like, but that's the reality. Most men didn't live this. But you see, the sexual revolution has everyone, men trying to be what's known as a fuckboy or the Casanova, where every guy is aspiring to be that guy that's
bang as many girls.
Be a player.
Yeah.
But that only happened in the sexual revolution. Before that, most men knew like that's not really how life is. Yeah, if you're a prince, but I'm the baker's son. You know what I'm saying? Like, what you want to do? Unless you want a world of debauchery, then that's how it can happen because you're sharing. But you can't not share. Well, if you're not sharing, then it's impossible for everyone to have 20. Literally, they're not an inexhaustible fucking resource. You know? So, like, they'll run out. Like, in fact, there was quite a few men that didn't get a woman and would go childless because of that. That's look it up. It's a reality. Some men have to go without. That man ain't got nothing. They just working their whole life. Peak. Well, that's why you got the incels now. There's always been incels, but
That's one of the law. The prophet discuss, 21 and 30 say, if he take him another wife, her food, her raiment, and her duties of marriage shall not diminish.
yeah, there's a structure to it. And you're actually when you get another woman, you're actually building up your house. You're going to the next stage.
Well, I shared that information yesterday, man. But you know, the marrying for love, it's like that's a very new concept. Right? It said it, and they funny because it mentioned the Western world specifically. It said it only since the 18th century, right? In the Western world, it became common to marry for love, and they said before that it was all about contractual agreement. It was all about duty because
the love comes to the contract,
And it still is at the top. At the top, it still is contractual.
the love comes to the contract. It's about the contract.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Build up.
what was it in Game of Thrones? You will learn to love.
It's marriage of convenience.
Everyone has
Yeah, it's neat, isn't it?
but it wouldn't be that difficult because again, when you got monogamous in that societies where most of the people are almost exactly the same, they can blend. You could easily because that woman is gonna be pretty much like your mother with slight differences, tiny, because you're so much alike in that culture. Whereas now, like people, well, when you get with a woman, man, her family could be way out there. You know what I mean? Like, and then you're clashing. And at first, that clash, this is the danger because when you're young, right? When you first get with someone, you can bond with them, but it's not on a higher level in terms of you know what's going on. So, for instance, you get man will get with a girl, she's good looking, yeah, and it's all good, but she doesn't do the things your mom does. And I'm telling you, this is gonna be a problem. I'm giving you young man game. If you've grown up your whole life and your mother cooks a certain way, she cleaned the house a certain way, like you're just used to a certain, you don't realize it because you've always lived in that cocoon where certain things are a certain way. Then you go get with this gal. I've seen it many times, and her culture is way removed from the way you are. Way removed. You're like, she don't really clean that way. She don't cook the kind of food you like to eat. But you ignore it all because at that time you're getting the banana and it's all good. And it's all good for the 1, 2, 3 years when that honeymoon period is. Now real life sets in, and the more she doesn't do the things your mom does, and because she's older now, she's going to be hard for her to adjust to that.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, you start resenting it. The resentment will come, and that happens with a lot of relationships because then man start realizing that this now I've lived my whole life like 20 years, 25 years of my life a particular way. I've got this woman now, and everything's changed, and it's like I'm a stranger. This world that I live in now is strange. Where's my goat water, man? Where's my sour fish and now you got to go home to your mom's yard. You see that, blood? Man will travel from Scotland down to London every 6 months. Can you just
Take
cook?
back a whole
And then
other
take back
stuff.
a whole other
Best
stuff.
stew.
Bro, it's long. It's long.
And then-
Trust me.
And then as well, one of the statements you hear a lot is, "Oh, I'm not your mum," because she gets resentful. Like, "Oh, you want me to be like your mum?" It's like, what's it?
This is but guess what? If you're in a society where the way it's meant to be is you're creating a replication of yourself.
Yeah.
So the son is a replication of the father, the daughter is a replication of the mother, right? And then if you're in a close community, when you then go to marry each other, it's almost like it's so connected. It's like when you get with that woman, you're like what she's used to, her father and her brothers are like, and vice versa. So you connect so easily that nothing's new. Everything is very like how it always has been, and it's blessed. You know, give or take, we might put a bit of extra Scotch bonnet in the goat water, but it's still goat water, yeah. You know what I'm saying? And you're good. Or there might be a culture that's slightly different, but it still meshes. Well, some of these man, you get with that beans and toast, and then man for dinner, and you get at first you firmed it. Then she try to cook up the gel off, man, and it comes out orange. You know what I mean? Now you gotta go to a restaurant every time you want something you like. Whereas when you was living with your parents, every day you came home, you had what you like. What?
Yeah, but then, bro, that's why, as you know, back home, back home, a lady cannot be attractive of a wife. If she's cooking up the food, hey, you two go do musical checks.
That's well known that man will not come home to their wife because of it. They're going somewhere else because they're eating there. And if they're eating there, they're going to sleep there too.
Double on hey, I'm saying this is Genesis 24:2, and Abraham said unto his eldest servant of his house that ruled over all that he had, put, I pray thee, thy hand under my thigh, and I'll make thee to swear by the Lord, power, of heaven, and the power of earth, that thou shalt not take a wife unto my son of the daughters of the Canaanites, among whom I dwell. But thou shalt go unto my country and to my kindred, and take a wife unto my son.
And it's true. So both and the statistics back this up. A lot of cultures clash when they get together, and then the relationship lasts, the marriage lasts about 3-4 years. Then it just breaks up because, like the Koreans, they don't match very well with Westerners. Because it's just different. And after, it's all good when you get the problems at first, and then after a while, it's so different. It's like the novelty wears off basically, and now you start seeing the reality of life.
Funny you said 3 years. I was going to say it earlier on, but there was a talk that I watched, which is basically speaking about the crossover between marriages for quote love and arranged marriages, and then they said in terms of love, the crossover is at 3 years. So when an arranged marriage, because you're forced to live with that person, right? So you start learning how to work with their quirks, if you will, right? And because an arranged marriage, more than likely, you're from the same group. Like it's another culture that accepts that. And they basically came was that after 3 years, you loved it. The arranged marriage people loved each other as much as the people got married for love. And then it's sort of like the one they do that, whereas arranged you do that because you have to learn.
Even don't forget that lawyer that was talking about marriages, wedding, how
The more you spend,
also how aesthetic for it is for people. Those always don't last.
Yeah.
I know a guy like that.
Because it's too high. You've gone up on too much of a high, and reality, real life is more like down here. Yeah. You're trying to be up here, and it don't work. Like, that's one of the things as a man, you got to be wise to, man. When you're a young man, you don't think about them things, but the older you get, the more you want your home to be your home. Yeah. And it gets wrong, bro.
Another one that proves the cultural thing.
My brother did that. My brother come in England, he married an English girl from Reading. Yeah, they got divorced out 3-4 years later. They had 2 kids with her, but yeah, because she was trying, but she's not the same. He ended up getting a Brazilian girl. But why? Because the Brazilian girl is going to be more culturally freaking.
Well, family's a big deal. Family
the
over
food, the family is more like, and then where you get with this girl from Reading now, it's she tried though, but it's like
just bare fire.
You can't make fight. I mean, she tried. To be fair to her, yeah, she tried to like jump on the Caribbean bandwagon. Obviously, she tried to learn a few cuisines. But... she tried. I'm just saying, she tried. But
I'm researching.
You've been home time?
No,
let's go back to this. This is 2 Timothy 3. I'll start from the top. It says, "This know also that in the last days perilous times should come. For men shall be lovers of their own selves, covetous, narcissistic." Narcissism is at a whole time high.
So much so, people have become so used. Everyone's so looking for a viral moment that they ain't talking things online that they should not be talking. Self snitching, right? You know, tell them hella private stories. Like, bro, you should have taken that to the grave. Like,
They're making
Oh,
stories
oh,
up.
and
stories
even
up.
making
Yeah.
and they're making up shit that's grotesque.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. The whole thing of like being selfish, man. You know, it's disgusting because you can't. You know, I always bring out the thing about the network of care. The way you're supposed to be is if everyone cares about each other, then you got a lot of people that care about you. Well, on your own, you're only one.
Yeah.
But together, we're strong. And in the ancient world, specifically, and in certain places in the world, it's still like that. People have a network of care. You understood that you had a what they call it? It's like a stakeholder. You're your brother's keeper. So I know that this brother's farm and what he's doing in his family, I have a vested interest in. I got a vested interest in my brother. I got a vested interest in my parents and the elderly. I got a vested interest in the ancestors that ain't even here no more. I got, and even more importantly, I got a vested in the children that ain't even born. So when you go and do something, you don't just take yourself into account. You take into account all the different stakeholders and how what you're doing is going to affect them. But we live in a society that man will do a thing that disgraces their parents, blood, just because that's what they want to do, or they'll make a decision that's going to destroy the future of their children as long as it's for them.
But
They
it's
don't
like,
even care.
when you think about it, so you make moral decisions.
Yeah.
You know, but when you're thinking about others, right, it keeps you more on a more righteous path, right? Because you're going to carry on what we did in the first place.
Yeah, you had time. We was an agrarian society. So you might get a situation where you need to pull your harvest in quick. You could rely on the peoples around you, and you wouldn't be able to pay them. Oh shit! Because it's in their interest to help you. Yeah, they come and help. Now we need to get
Even
this done.
homes. Like it's how people build homes.
Yeah,
Like
they come and help.
a lot of the local man, this guy, that baker down the road's got a brother that's a mechanic. Well, you know what I mean? And whatever it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That has the skills.
Yeah.
And they had to survive that way. But a lot of that's been taken out of us. This society has broken us down to being very individualistic. And even in households today, the household is still individualistic. Everyone's just on their own path. The mother, if the father's there, the father, it's not together. And
Yeah, but Elon is very good at staying.
they do that.
Yeah, they'll stay in the same house, pay the rent, and then everyone's helping. This one get a house, that one get a house.
Yeah, Jake used to be like that. Jake we're the first generation, but we got broke down through drugs and all kind of bullshit. Like because the original West Indians that come here used to work together like that because they're used to it. Yeah, they got.
That's what they have. That's what
Yeah,
happened.
because on the islands we're used to that. You know, on most islands, that's how man are like. Like man help each other. Man's got a tree, other people come and eat from the tree. Man got a breadfruit tree. Now they might kill you, but before in the olden times, man used to help each other, man. Man come, oh, I farmed some stuff. They'll go give their neighbors some. Oh, I harvested this, and then they know when their neighbor harvests something, they'll come and give them something, and each one teach one on one hand what's the other. That's how the thing goes. Now, wait, man, come and take a breadfruit from your tree. There's war over that. Man, I bust shot. I say, yo, you can't take a bread. You know what I mean? Like, because everything's just getting like the brother said, man. Men are lovers of themselves. They don't care about. When I was growing up on the islands, bro, you used to always hear it. Man would say, yo, the children are the future. You might be just randomly moving around and a man would say it, but you understood that the people cared about the children. And man would care about you. Like if they saw you out doing some foolishness, it's peak for you. I remember one time even we was walking down the road, and you know what, them island man love to drink and drive. So you gotta be careful, but the man will write you off, get stuck. That's in the spirit, man. Yeah. And remember one time I was walking from town with my brethren, and we were going back home, and a car just pulled up. What the hell? Man? I was like, yo, what you the boy? He said, hey, you never walk with the traffic to your back. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, all right, raw. And then man cross the road and walk on the other side where the traffic, you can see the traffic oncoming. Now, he didn't have to do that. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, man care about the youths. And man used to take care of the old people too. Man used to make sure that the old people were taken care of. They don't need no pension. Man in the area, little boy that knew them will come and help. And now that's most of that is gone. Man don't care about the youths. Man don't care about the elderly, especially here in The elderly will die in the house, bro. They'll die in their own piss, shit, and feces, bro.
And then the grandchildren is happy. Oh, our nan's there, so they can get the house.
Yeah.
The only reason they get.
Them are all up and down the street, and no one that's why they could be doing what they're doing in the street. Because the only one they need to worry about is if their mom see them or their dad see them. Whereas I grew up in a way that
Auntie.
you didn't. There was CCTV everywhere, blood. You might just go home, and then you just getting whooped. And you think, man, such called me and said you did this. I was just getting whooped off that, like, straight off the bat. If you didn't get whooped then.
Yeah, I found out one from the top.
There's no respect now. There's no respect. I remember one time I got beat, but there was an old lady that lived in a house, like, up. Like, imagine you're going to my yard, and you got to go up steps to sit, and I just walked past the yard. Didn't know she was there, bro. I didn't know. So I just walked past the yard and went to my yard and went home, Next thing I know, man's getting beat, bro. Oh, you walk past me, son. I never did say hello. What? Bro. From then on. Yeah, man. Yes, me, son. Yeah. She didn't even say nothing. Oh, she fully didn't say that. She just watched me walk past. That you do? All right. I know. That's how the game goes. But all that's gone out the window, bro. This thing's gone. There's nothing. There's nothing. You're just running around there, no respect. That's why they be disrespecting the bus drivers. They don't have no respect for no authority. You see them? See that thing the other day? That them up in Richmond, they were punching up the granny. Oh, they were walking on the water gun, shooting random people, and they must have shot up a granny or something, and then the granny must have said something, and they got into a beef with a granny. Like, raw, like, on camera too, like, a little black girl, like, a little 14-year-old is like slapping up the granny and that. Yeah, these ain't got no respect no more. Still got more, you know? Yeah. But that goes back to what we're reading. Everything's getting worse. By each generation, it's just losing all morals. They don't know no proverbs. They don't know the scriptures. They're just out here, just narcissistic demons, man.
And back in 2 Timothy 3, it says, "For men shall be lovers of themselves, covetous, boasters, proud."
Covetous, all they want is things. They're all consumers. They want things, and they want the things that other people have. Yeah, wicked, man. Especially among Jake here. And when I look back at it, Jake are wicked as hell, man. You remember when it was like with the mobile phones, man? You know how many men got their mobile phone robbed from them?
Like,
and it's like, bro, when you think about it, you know how deep that is, because most of the men that their parents were buying their mobile phones, these were broke people. So they've like saved up bare money to give their child a phone, and some other person that's meant to be of the same people is just robbing them.
It's like worse than we look for it, bro.
Oh no, bro! I didn't say it like.
No, it's worse than not helping at all. Man are doing the anti-help, like, you know what I mean? He's making the shit worse.
Bro, it's because they're covetous, man. Steal your bike.
Yeah. Had that one.
Yeah, bro. These people are wicked, man. And it was Jake doing it to other Jake, man. Little covetous demons, man.
Blasphemous, disobedient to parents.
Yeah, like these youths nowadays, even it used to be it was the Edomites, that would they'd be just moved bad with their parents.
Shut up, mom.
That went, now it's Jake. Don't, bro. Some of these Jakes, a lot of these youths here, because I've worked in the foster care system. A lot of these black boys that are in foster care for beating up their moms.
Yeah.
Like real talk. Like enough of these men are punching up their moms and doing all kind of stuff that like it's unthinkable, bro.
Not saying all of it, but it's like there's certainly something of, especially the parents of our generation, where they took this Edomite way of parenting, where they ain't beating. That was abuse. That was abuse and all of that. And it's just like now when they're getting hit by their child, it's okay, you should have hit them.
I've seen niggas that I remember when we was kids getting beat. Now saying shoot.
Yeah.
Nigga, what is wrong with you? I mean, like
that's that wine. The scripture talk about Esau as well.
Like even my nephew, he's 16 now. I was the first person to beat him. And then I was like, I said, bro, listen, I don't know what you guys do. if he does whatever, I'm gonna put hands on him. I remember that boy, man. One time he came, the guy made him throw like a 1-2 for like like 30 minutes. And by the end of it, he's crying. I said, listen, but he's gonna make you better. He tried to make him push up. But now I see him now, I'm like, yeah, he's intelligent and that. But the nigga's soft, man. You know what I mean? Because his parents didn't want to toughen him up.
They try.
Soft life.
Yeah, there is that whole generation.
So fun, man.
Listen, there's a difference between abuse
Discipline.
and discipline. Yes, have always been abusers. Yeah, there's people that you're not supposed to like beat kids just for the sake of beating them and overdo it and break their arms and be vindictive and because the whole purpose of disciplining the child is not to scar them for life or to destroy them. It's really to help build them up, man. So you have to have that care and that love. And once you have that care and that love and that understanding of how to deal with things, because there are madmen that will just come and just whoop for everything.
That's different.
For everything, you man will whoop. Every little blood clot thing that you do, man's ready to punch them up.
Man, you know what?
Yeah, that's a bit crazy. But that's abuse. Yeah, but that disciplining the child doesn't equal abuse, man.
Quick one on that. So Sirach 4:30. Be not as a lion in thy house, nor frantic among thy servants.
Yeah, so you're not supposed to be like a madman just moving through the yard, terrorizing the youths and all that. There's a balance in that. But at the same time, you can't just be all soft. You know, you have to be able to put the foot down and draw the line and draw boundaries and gain that respect where man know that there's lines that you don't cross. Because when you put that down, when they're out there with their friends and their friends are doing foolish shit, they might think twice. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I ain't trying to do that because you know they're way there. But if I get found out, I know what's coming.
You know what? There was I think it might have been Charleston White. It might have been him. But one of them online personalities basically recounting the story about how basically the only child that was always well behaved was the child with the dad in the house. You know, someone that was there to be like, look, nah, you ain't doing this.
Well, that's why even like in like boxing, like a lot of them are father-son duels. They actually go far, and even certain types of sports, like say like they're doing certain drafts. Your family background matters. So like even what even now in football, like when like scouts and coaches, they're trying to see your whole family kind of themselves, man. But, I mean, if you got a single mom, that's the baby mom that gives a lot of drama. Some of them
You don't want to get over.
like even that guy who's playing for Arsenal, Maitland now.
Oh yeah, his mom was causing drama.
His mom punched one of the coaches. Man.
What?
Yeah, his mom punched one of the coaches.
He told him he had to get rid of him.
Basically, after a match, one time when he made his debut, immediately after the match, he said, "Listen, you've got to increase his money, man. You have to make done."
Is that why you don't play for us anymore?
No, but he still carried on with his career. It's just
Leon,
that he had to drop her out as an agent and that. She ended up living in a damn container and all that stuff. Yeah, you gotta listen. You gotta apply the discipline. Man.
Even I'm saying this as well. You remember them shows that they used to show in Britain, like Wall Strictest Parents and Nanny? You stop that. We'll take these like either my bratty kids to like a culture country, show them discipline. It's a tough one.
Hey, and you know what you realize is here that most youths here don't need to get beat all the time.
Yeah.
A good youth don't need to get beat all the time because they're good youth. The youths that need to get beat all the time are bad breed. We spoke about this last at camp. It's the bad. When I was in school, right? Yeah, I keep telling all these. When I was in school, we were good youths. When we was in school, and the teacher was talking, man, this, yeah, there was no even no thought of not doing it. When we had homework, we did our homework. If you didn't do the homework, you have to put your hand out and you were gonna get that shit. Yeah, but I can probably count on one hand the amount of times that I got even hit in school because man just behaved. It wasn't a thing of I'm gonna do something wrong. We didn't even think to do something wrong because it's unthinkable. And then the head teacher had a belt for Big Ben. And the head teacher was actually a woman, actually. But she had a big long belt, yeah, and we used to call it Big Ben. Like like Big Ben. Yeah. They used to soak it in brine. Yeah. But I never got that. I don't know. The only person that got Big Ben was the same youth. I think his name was Jose. And he used to get it bears. But he was like our hero. Yeah.
for everyone.
Yeah. But he used to get, because I remember one time he got Big Ben, yeah, he got it back, man. Well, because when I say man was scared of Big Ben, he was scared. And he got it. And I remember like him walking past the window, and we was out there, and all of us was like, you get me? And man was like, yo, oh, I said, how it feel, man? He said, it's sweet, but it's sweet. But that's because he's probably in jail now. That was him is identifiable as a bad breed. You see, when you try and find another way to discipline him, but more than likely it ain't gonna work. That's a kid that's just stubborn, and nothing you could do to them is probably gonna straighten them out. I don't know, maybe you might put him in a boot camp somewhere, he might fix up, but them man, it's not looking good for them. But most man, Big Ben kept man in line, blood. You get me? Just the thought of Big Ben. Big Ben was enough. You didn't have to get beat all the time.
This is from 1 Timothy chapter 1, it's not verse 8. But we know that the law is good if a man uses it lawfully, right? So there's nuance in discipline and all these types of things, that you have to be mindful of, right?
You hit with a baseball bat, you don't have to break their legs up.
This is verse 9. It says, knowing this, that the law is not made for a righteous man. As if you're good, you don't need the beats, bro. You know what I mean? Like, you need the correct, you need to, you just need a stern talking to, innit? That's enough. They understand the message, why, you're being spoken to that way. Right? But he goes on to say, for the lawless and disobedient, they get big Ben, bro. You know what I mean? They get judgment. Judgment comes upon them.
Yo,
right?
you need it.
So for the lawless and disobedient, for the ungodly and for sinners, for unholy and profane, for murderers of fathers and murderers of brothers of manslaves. That's who you need the correction and the judgment.
So you know,
and
like,
harsh
if you don't, sometimes the Bible tells you folly is bound in the heart of a child. A child is impulsive by nature, and they're gonna test boundaries. So sometimes you need that extra edge to keep them in line. Like, I'll give you an example. My granddad used to be at sea all the time. I love my granddad, to this day. Like, my hero for no reason. It's just, I always love my granddad, and he was always be nice. I remember one time, grandmother went out, I'm there with him, I'm meant to be in bed. So I wish me have to go to bed. Yeah. You know them way there, because it's like, it's granddad. You know them ones, like, what's it good? You know what I mean? Like, I can push these boundaries, right? I didn't think that, but that's what I was doing. Because if it was anyone else, I would have just went to bed. And I said, He's like, wish me so you need to go to bed. Yeah, no, I'm coming. Bro? Bro, I've never seen nothing like it, bro. Man, just come to you. I just whip. I feel like, I was so shocked. You know them ones that the shock was more painful than the actual beating, because I'd never seen my granddad move like that. Like, I did that. I saw a different side of him, and I understood from that day. Like, when you get instruction, you must follow it. Even if it's your granddad. Yeah.
This is I didn't talk about this. This is Proverbs 13 and 24. He that spareth his rod hateth his son, but he that loveth him, that's the
Because it means you don't care how it's going to turn out. They're going to do what they want to do, but that's not taking care of. That's not watching, being your brother's keeper kind of thing. You don't care about people and what they're going to be like. Well, you're already hurting yourself. Hopefully,
it's going to come back to bite you, because if you don't instill those boundaries when they're younger, you can't instill them when they're teenagers. They're already gone.
Yeah, there's a point. I think it's like 8, 9 or something, and it's just like after that, it's kind of like
train a child, way. But this is the same reason why Israel would cut off or get rid of dudes that are very rebellious, man. To put evil out of Israel. Because you don't want that same.
Jose was like our hero. You have to get rid of that.
something real quick. Back of what you read. This is Isaiah 10 and 1. Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees and that right grievousness which they have prescribed. But I'm bringing that up because nowadays you've got a whole load of laws based protecting, even to the point where, like, for instance, Oscar or not, right? One of the threats we got here in the UK is probably the same in the States, from one of the other countries in the Americas, right? Is I'm gonna send you back home. Right now, I was like, whoa, that was a threat. You saw certain man, like you came back. It was the next year after summer holidays. Oh, where's so and so? Oh, and I got sent back.
Yeah, because you know what it is. They here, you could beat the system. You take advantage of the system. Like, because I actually know, because when I come, like some of you brothers, when I come to here for Muncha, I was shocked because the first time I was in a classroom and it was just unruly, and I was just there like, okay, what is this? Is this cool? Is this cool?
Bennett.
Yeah. I just shot her, man. And then you start misbehaving as well, because everyone else is misbehaving and the boundaries are getting pushed. Whereas these youths would never have done none of that. Even a lot of these youths here, let me tell you something. A lot of these youths here that's running around on the street in London, the reason them man be like that, because they never got beat.
Yeah.
And I mean proper beat. Like, you see back home, yeah, my mom used to deal with my grandmother used to deal with the little bad youths that some of them would think they're bad youths. And they used to have to pray that she got to the police station within a good time. So you go around thieving and that, them men are gonna beat. And a lot of times that beating was enough. They'll never do it again.
Yeah.
That third world police beating that you're gonna receive. Now up here, the thing about these youths here is they know that the police can't do nothing to you. So once they figure that out, even the police are frustrated because they know, back in the day, man was jacking heads and all that. The police would go over and can't really do nothing to them because that 12, that 13. They gotta wait till he's like 16. But by then, man's hardened criminal. Whereas back there, you're getting whooped and you're the social worker, your mom's gotta come in and you're already welted up and crying, bro. It's okay, calm now. You know what I mean? Man never do it again because you don't want to experience that. You know, that third world policing, man, it works, man. Enough of these youths here are not bad youths. They just ain't been given that stern correction that makes them think the bullbud. If you get hit with a bullbud once, they'll never sin again, blood. I'm telling you. I'm doing all them ones, blood.
This is Ecclesiasticus 7:23. Hast thou to children, instruct them, and bow down their necks on their youth. Hast thou daughters, have the care of their body, show not thyself cheerful toward them.
Yeah, enough of these men are too soft. Yeah, and then they start. Yeah. Bro, when you go carnival, there's enough man with
Bro.
a daughter. Yeah, and she's moving mad. Man, I got a daughter like 13, yeah, and she's wearing like the most. Bro, I could never step out of the yard with my daughter.
I was meditating on that one time.
You seen it? That's
You'll be there and like 9 niggas. Fuck. Be careful, that's my daughter. It's like, niggas too late. Niggas too late. If she's out dressed like that, what are you gonna do?
I was saying, I was meditating on that one time. A lot of the times, because the man don't want to really back up his wife.
Of course.
Because and it's the thing, because his wife is dressed in the same way.
Yeah.
And he don't want to back her up, be like, yo, what on? So then when is the daughter's turn?
That's a hypocrite.
Yeah.
Trying to do it.
Yeah.
Or wife's like, oh, but she looks cute though.
That's why you gotta pick it right.
Yeah, for real.
It says, marry thy daughter, and so shall thou have performed the weighty matter. But give her to a man of understanding.
Yeah, it's because the parents would have the final say, beginning with the father. About but now what they done with the society? They took away all the authority from within the family and gave it to the state or up to the individual under the state. And so that's what messed everything up. Everything's jacked up because there's no familial structure and authority the way the scripture. They took it, they messed everything up. That's what we got. That's why we need to get out of here and reestablish the proper way of doing things. Because the proper way, a lot of things within the law is really down to a man and his house. And I can't tell the man. That's you and you. Bro, you got a daughter, she gets married when you wanted to get married. I can't tell you. As long as it's lawful, it's not up to me. So now it's between the father's provision, and that's how it used to be. So if he wants to get married at 13, 14, 15, whatever age, that's your house. I wouldn't be involved. But now they started making these governmental things, and then they took it out of the hands of the family. And then now it's in the hands of the dumb individual. And now as the parents try and say anything, they're being demonic. I remember I was watching one program, and the man invited his mother out to meet his girlfriend. And then they come to find out the girlfriend is a tranny.
Oh shit.
So the mom's like fire and brimstone, innit? Like, as you should. Like, what's going on? And you could tell by the way the program was framed. The mother is the demon because she's disapproving. You're supposed to be like, listen, the parents are supposed to disapprove.
Exactly.
They're supposed to judge. They're the ones in the position to judge. They've got experience to know and to judge what's right and what's wrong.
For folks, it's scripture talk about getting counsel in certain things. And it's like someone that knows you very well, knows your temperament more than you, and I ain't gonna be jealous of you and stuff like that. That has the best sympathy most of the time. Yeah.
Yeah, obviously. And this is the thing what they play on.
Yeah.
The Esau played on the instances where that system breaks down. It's just like with the discipline thing. Are there going to be demons that abuse? Yes. Just like with the husband and wife. Were there husbands that were demons to their wife? Yes. Is that then an excuse to completely disannul the authority of a husband over his wife? No. You can't take the extremes and make that the rule. Because now you can't tell your child what to do because there are parents that abuse their children. This is what they've done. But then they'll come and abuse your youths when they take them and put them in foster care and the Epstein class get hold of them. Now they're putting square pegs in round holes. You see what I'm saying? The Epstein class is telling me about Charlie. Or give them up to adoption to them two boys, and then them man they got saliva dripping out the side of their mouth just signing the documents.
Well, yeah, I mean, they actually got confirmed.
Yeah, in the UK it happened, and it happened in America a few times.
Like 2 Christian moles who came out, they were taking out the kids.
And that happened. That was going to happen.
Yeah.
The last youth that my auntie just adopted. That youth, what they try and do, they say they try and get him adopted within the culture. So it turns out there's some, sad to say, some man-slash and party boy who had a husband, and they were going to give the youth to them. So then my auntie had to pay bare money, like, to fight so that she could adopt the youth. And he's a good youth, and every time I see him, I say, the spirit
It was almost peak for you.
yeah, but it was almost deep for man, because he would have been sent to the wolves.
Yeah.
And them freaky, them man were probably dribbling. Like how man dribble when the goat, and then I think about the goat one time, the fried chicken.
That's the thing with that moment, like you come across that Rubicon, if you will. It's like there really is nothing like you're not gonna stop it. Some people that live that lifestyle. If you've ever worked with them, they're some of the most demonic ass, vindictive ass people. It ain't right.
The movies don't paint them that way. They're always the shoulder to cry on and the counsel of advice.
Bro, I remember my daughter's nurse. You know what I want to do? All the stuff, women, normal, everything. The day my daughter started, this nigga joined.
Can't trust him.
This nigga's like a turtle video. And it's like, you know when a nigga's so gay, it's like a tender bitch. And they got hair, nails done, foundation, fucking eyebrows. And he sat there trying to talk to us about a plan. And the nigga can't even look at me. And to be honest, I ain't even looking at him. I'm holding my daughter. I ain't even looking at him.
Now you got to take a risk with a.
Bro, even man's own bird was like, man, this guy got better than the nails and eyebrows feet. Like, she was comparing to her.
So in Romans chapter 1, verse 28, and even as they did not like to retain God in their knowledge, God gave them over to a reprobate mind to do those things which are not convenient.
Is that, remember, like a freak? Like, it's something I always say, a freak is going to get chipped. I mean, like, a Chinese get is going to take the money. Like, because if you
they're righteous now?
But the point is, it's like their whole judgment
Type of name on the back.
They don't have the beast.
that's what I'm saying. Like,
Bed with the beast.
double the judgment. But bro, their whole judgment is wolves. But in this kingdom, they're teachers in schools and shit.
Yeah, what's wrong with that? What ain't?
Why are you teaching kids, man?
You got, and the thing is, like, this whole perversion thing is beyond that now. Because of porn, they've exposed people to so much mad kind of perverseness. Man. You gotta check everybody's hard drive now. You know what I mean? The way these Edomites are coming out all the time with dogs, animals, toddlers, everything. It's a madness.
The usual suspects.
Yeah, the usual suspect. But they don't like to talk about that per capita. Innit? You can't trust them really. But again, it's because we live in a society where everything's been industrialized. Your children wouldn't be. Listen, when I went to, I'm just going back to the yard. When I went to school in Montreal, my teacher, Mr. Ryan, he's family. You know them way there. That's what I'm saying. His son, because my great granddad was a Ryan. So straight off the bat, my teacher was pretty much distant family. Then you might have another teacher in the school who went to school with his brothers everywhere. So the people that were looking after the children wasn't strangers. It wasn't random people. It's people you know you that have a vested interest because you're like a big family to them. And that's one thing I remember from back then is that I never felt like the teachers never loved us. Even when man was putting on the beating, you felt they cared for you. Now you take your kids to these schools. But these fucking teachers like just trying to earn. I don't know who are you, man. I don't know who you are, where you're from. Do you know what I'm saying? This guy probably don't even like children. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like they'll put on a show in front of you that when you're gone, they're being horrible. Because we live in that this man could be coming in from outside London to teach your kids.
Oh, yeah. Well, that
happened. From?
That happened in our school. There was certain brothers' school years was written off. They were written off, right? But then basically they just so happened to have a so-called black, Nigerian or Ghanaian, whatever, head of year. Nigerian head of year.
He based about my school. It's fine, brother. You know?
Well, them man were written off. But he came in. He was like, look.
What's that place?
But then he came in, and then he was just there like, look, man. Like he played on. I'm black. You black. What's going on? And they turned it around. They turned it around to the point where he saw fuck the whole year.
So basically, our school year was the worst in school. Wow. When we got you know what, we did our maths exam, and then we got the highest in the school system. We was on a course for doing that as well. You know what I mean, in English, but they changed the exam board the week before the exam. So half of I think 80% of our year could only get C. You know what I mean? But the thing is, it was funny. Years later, I bumped into him and I gave him his flowers. And you know what he told me? He said, look, well, you know, I told you what he told me. He said, look, a lot of them teachers in school were Masons. He actually said it. A lot of them were Masons.
Yeah, what's the name of that group again?
It's sabotage on purpose. He actually, I bumped into him and he said, look,
it was a sabotage. He's like watching from the top down, like those in the year above. Oh, you did that. And then what you call it? She was like, oh, because there was an inquiry.
Common purpose.
Okay.
That's right. What's the name of the UK thing? Common purpose. Yeah.
No, and there was an inquiry, but it was like it was obvious that it would have made all of the other so-called white heads of years look bad.
It's always like that. When someone comes in and actually fixes it, they're like, well, why weren't you doing this?
Yeah. They don't care. It was crazy. Like it was a movie. Even the bad things were like, no, sir, I'm bad, but I'm a virgin. You know, it's like I remember like it was literally cold cotton. Nigga just stayed after school. That stayed after school. Man was staying after school to actually get the good grades to give the for that place.
Listen, I've seen it with the right teacher. So, like I said, some of these ain't fully bad breed. With the right teacher, the respect levels, the man can get them to do a thing. I remember the same thing with Allah. Remember when Amin got kicked out? He shouldn't have got kicked out. Well, someone lied on him, said he had a knife. I went to the teachers and told them, no, that's a lie. It was a straight up fisticuff. There wasn't no knife. They didn't care. They just wanted to kick him out. And then once they kicked him out, where is he hanging around? Gascoigne Estate. So you know what that's all about? Gang life. And then man ended up Felton resident. You know what I'm saying? You know how the thing go already. But they you know, hey bro, that's how it is. The game is the game, innit? They're trying to get you, black man. I'm black, you black.
Romans 1 verse 29 says, being filled with unrighteousness, fornication, wickedness, covetousness, maliciousness, full of envy, murder, debate, deceit, malignity, whisperers, backbiters, haters of God, despiteful, proud, boasters, inventors of evil things,
That's everyone wants to boast. Be a boasty, man. That whole culture. Yeah, yardies. Bro, they don't know what Benjamin blood just boast. But I remember when man would come outside on a night shift, yeah. They used to have one bandulu, you know, they didn't set up them bandulu clubs, yeah, in a fucking industrial site. They got a Mayfair prestigious thing. Someone bandulu yardie club, yeah, but it's some old fucking warehouse they've converted to a club. And man, I see one yardie outside with his fucking what do you have, a TT or something, yeah? And he was there on the team like, yo, I'm rich, you know. I'm like, brother, I'm too tired for this. Why are you on the internet boasting, bro? You're outside some bandulu club. You bought two Guinness inside, bro. Yeah, and now the latest yardie thing is this bottle thing. Have you seen it? Where they just pouring bottles of liquor on.
Yeah, I mean, and you know, that's beyond, because you know what it is as well. It's like, because I know people that seem to.
Oh, the state, they probably the Afro African.
You know, niggas always put on the watch.
Yeah, but this one they actually just go in there and then just they stand in the, it's like a golden shower of alcohol.
Yeah.
Imagine you just standing in the circle and then three a man and
That's
got
gay.
yelling all them things and they just coming and dashing
Well,
fucking
it's
cars
actually
in the shower
it's actually
in your clothes, blood. In your clothes, fam. With your jeans on, blood. Man, put your jeans and your Timbs on, man, just pouring Cristal on you, blood. All night, and it's just popping bottle after bottle,
like literally just
and they're just pouring it on you, blood.
Because you know, it's I know people used to do club promoting back in the day, and the thing is, it's like the worst thing is they're charging you an arm and a leg, but unless you saw them open the bottle, it's probably not even Cristal, probably Glens. So you pay 30 times more for what it is, and it ain't even that.
Just so you can say that I did that, so show that you spent the money to pop that many bottles. Not even to drink it, but to pour it out instantly. But these men are jokers, man. Especially Benjamin, though. Benjamin then took that to the next level. Just boasting for no reason. Knowing that their own people are the most envious and will kill you for it. Yeah, I saw one of that, Jake in America. Now they're doing this thing with the prom. A man can't even just do the prom. Now it's coming and at the prom throwing fucking dollar bills everywhere. And they shot the nigga afterwards, trying to rob him. On that boat.
yeah, I saw that.
Oh, what mind? And that shows you their parents' minds are just ghettoed out in the mud. There's no way I could have convinced my parents to do that shit. No way I would have, no, bro. You know what I should do? Start throwing £5 everywhere. What is this all about, man? But that comes from that hip hop demon.
Yeah, nigga shit.
Stupid, man. It's ridiculous, bro. What are we doing?
Inventors of evil things, disobedient to parents, without natural understanding. Without understanding, covenant breakers, without natural affection, impassible, unmerciful.
Unmerciful, bro. Like just kind of violence nowadays. You know what I mean? Like especially unreasonable for the kids. Even the other day in New York, there was some kids having a little fight. They had a school fight in the park, and this dude, the kid was 15 and the other one was 16. Nigga tried to and the gun went off to shut him in the head. Damn, that in New York, like damn, last week. You know that's just that hip hop nigga shit.
Nothing. A lot of them ain't fighting for nothing. They ain't got nothing else to do. That's what it is, because there ain't no real structure outside of school to have them doing anything. Once school's over, man are just out there on the streets just doing whatever, man. They might just be,
What's that saying? Idle hands makes the devil's work.
they're doing foolish.
Verse 32, in this point I want to get to, says, "We will know in the judgment of God, they which commit such things are worthy of death. You're only doing the same, but have pleasure in them that do them."
Yeah,
They encourage each other.
they hype each other up to do foolishness, especially online. They hype each other to do stupid stuff that's gonna ruin their lives, man. And then later on, they're on a podcast with 20 years later, right? Well, some of them are back there, and some of them are really only going on a podcast thinking that they could reignite some kind of hype that they had when they were 18, when they were the man on the roads. Anyone your age don't rate you no more. They think you're dumb. This is the only man that's gonna rate you is some little 12-year-old. Oh, you did that. The man from back there that rated you are now looking at you like, right.
Mine's 39 for 5 minutes. What do you do?
That was the best piece. Best.
And it sounded gay. It's like, oh yeah, I think off sometimes.
game, bro. Yeah. But you know we got that from? They got that from that King Vaughn thing, innit? He was doing that with that girl. He tried having his own little story, trying to get a little bit of hype back. But that's all you got. A lot of these man that from back in the day, from my generation, they were hot on the streets at that age. They're not hot now because no one cares. Everyone that was of that age has moved on in life. We've got backache now, and we've got to pay mortgages and pay rent and stuff. We're not concerned about what man was doing on the roads in Hackney or something. So now they're thinking like, raw. I didn't get nothing from it because I don't even get respect no more. Like, no, the man. You walk on the roads, man. No one knows you, man. Like, I literally don't know.
Nowadays, you've been gone for so long in certain areas, fracture.
Yeah.
Now the young bucks are trying to get you from your own area.
I've seen it. So the podcast is a safe space. Go in there and talk about you, fam. Back in the day, I used to. Man was up to stuff. Like, yeah, but you ain't gonna forklift, man. Just charge it, man. It's over. Stop with the podcasting and charge the forklift. Yeah, just go do a forklift. Now you just go the forklift. Like, oh, trying to get a clippable moment on Young Sway on spray tape.
Reset wisdom level 2 to the top.
There's no read it in the one of the versions.
Let's read it. Yeah.
That's why we gotta get the hell out of here, man. This whole thing isn't too stuff. But the only thing that can cure it is the truth. The true reset. This can reset the brain and reset everything. So we gotta accept that all of this is bullshit, man. It's all wrong and it's going in the wrong direction. And now they want you to take a chip and seal it off. Nah, allow it. To get out of here, man. This modern world is hell, and majority of people don't realize it.
Oh yeah, and it's the thing. It's like think about it, because just from a societal makeup point of view, the West there's no going back to what would. Let's say you get other places in the world where it's still off, right? Other places in the world where it's still off. Like let's be real, where lands where we're from, right? That ain't the kingdom of heaven. It's better than this place, but to get from where this place is in the West back to that, you need what you call yearly extinction.
But you got so many kids killing their parents. Yeah, so many things are happening. It's insanity, and it's normal because the thing is, it's not even shock. It's hard to be shocked now, and that's not a good thing. Like there's something called a 2-day story or a 2-week story. Yeah. You got things happening now. It's like a 1-day story. As shocking as it is, you swipe and then you move on to the next because you're not even disturbed.
Yeah, and
you hear someone kill their grandparents. Oh, that's deep.
Well, even the other day, the bitch who drove the car with the other bitch.
Yeah,
that's
forgotten about that. But even at the time, I was like,
BBL bad. No, that BBL might have saved her life. But she's still alive.
Yeah, pushing for the pushing.
Bro, that bitch look like a cartoon. You know when you get trampled, he's just like, oh, leg out. And then that dude that was getting a fight, those niggas robbed his money and his phone. They robbed his 500 and that shit and his phone.
But once again, it's just low life.
Yeah. But they remain fair. So imagine the type of person you are that you're meant to be in. You know what I mean about faking it. You're meant to be in this prestigious place. Yeah. It's so that if you're that up, you ain't gonna. First of all, you're not gonna risk getting hotted up here over something so big. Fucking help you, man. If you're like meant to be a top don, yeah, and you're making proper fees, why would you risk anything over whatever this guy had in his pocket? That's beneath you. That's for petty. That's for low-level bomb criminals. It shows you that's really what you man are. You're really low-level bomb criminals. That's flexing like you're like.
So then when you don't get let
out for polish,
complain. This is the thing. So there's certain. So for instance, women they look at 2 things: shoes and your watch. Right, it's one of the things that they always look at. Okay, can you actually afford to be in this establishment? Once again, that's why some places, what I said it earlier on, why some places that they know that they can't officially discriminate with the price.
You know what? With the London now, they kind of need man, the scene is so fun here. They're like, charge it. Let man spend his real. Charge it. Hey, you want one of them bottle things, man? Yeah,
Sparkers in it?
charge it. Hey, could the London club see?
Yeah, it's been
They need these fake. The only one that is going is the fake niggas.
Yeah, and that and baby. That's all that's at.
Credit card.
Scars are heavy.
Hey, bro, I legit knew a man that spent the whole. I know a man here that had big bad boy BMW, that no petrol blood in the car. Like, they were going from life to life. Man was coming to work here, and man was drinking the free milk at work. That was a food. And then what he would do was try and chirp some random gal to pay for his life. Like, so, and he would phone her like, oh, like, my bank card, I ain't got it yet, and I need food at work. And she'll pay for the pizza because she thinks he's
the guy.
because the guy's got a good job, and he thinks he's got money because of the BMW. She don't know the man's broke because he would get paid and go out for 3 days, and his whole pay is just on a bender. I'm not even joking. There's men that live like that. It's the whole pay. That's why his mom kicked him out the yard. The man was living mad. So some of them men down there, that's who they are. They anyone can go. I could take my whole paycheck and go make the flex. Then I'm hurt. Like, anyone can do that. Listen, if I took my whole paycheck, whoa, we could go on a nice 2-3 day bender. Nice, man. Man's getting
Read scripture out.
some of them dudes is faking it like that, but they ain't really got money.
So wisdom to an NLT, but wisdom to the top. And the title says, "The wicked say life is for pleasure." It says, "The wicked have reached this irrational conclusion. Our life is short and sad. There's no remedy for death. No one has returned from the grave."
It shows you there's not nothing you can do on the sun. That that only live one spirit. You know, like but a lot of these modern concepts, you know, there is no God and he doesn't influence us. Even that's from back then. A lot of these concepts.
Nothing new. Bro, because where's the root a lot of this counterculture come from? From the Masons. And what they do is they regurgitate it because they know they study the ancients. A lot of their philosophies is, and they'll find a way to reintroduce it. But it's like the Beatles. You know what I'm saying? You thinking it's there, but they're giving it to them to introduce it to the people. You know what I mean?
Chase it. No one has returned from the grave. We are born by chance. And when we die, it is as though we never existed. The breath in our nostrils is but a puff of smoke, and our reason is merely a spark kept alive by our beating heart.
So there's no meaning to nothing. It's just the only meaning is to chase dopamine, which is what people really doing in this society. Everyone's really just escapism. It's all about chasing empty dopamine. It's not about the more philosophical or the deeper meanings or the proper, which actually brings you peace. What you're doing is chasing the next high, which is a fake high. Because as soon as it's done, you go down on a lower than you was before. That's what crack does. That's what heroin does. In fact, most people are on heroin. They people that have serious trauma. That's why they look on people have been abused for that. But you got the alcoholic. An alcoholic can't deal with life. So they're chasing that pleasure that comes with that high of the alcohol, and they want it all the time. And then after a while, it becomes bitter anyway. You know what I'm saying? People that want to go out and party, this thing about partying and the FOMO. But I've been in that lifestyle. We used to go partying because when we went to uni, it's demonic. I went to uni. I never used to go clubbing or partying like that. I went to uni, freshers week. And they were like, yeah, don't worry about nothing. Don't worry about the first year. Just party. And from the first week, man partied every day. And it never ended. I swear.
Look, don't worry about the first thing. We're going to come back without loan with interest.
We used to party Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. We barely went to any lectures. We were just waking up and going Nando's with a hangover, then go buy more alcohol and then go back out. And I remember they come to a point after a year of doing that. Because when man said you're going out, you don't want to miss out. And then after a while, you kind of realize, bro, there's nothing to miss out. It's the same thing.
Same bitch.
It's just over repeat on over and over again. And then you realize I have to destroy my body for no real reason. Should have just been at home. And then you go out now and again. But
And the price of the yak, it makes it like it's enticing.
oh yeah. Vod Bull, £1.25, vodka Red Bull.
It's like,
Cayman.
I never,
Cheap bar, £1 shots.
I never experienced uni. I never went, right? So it's like my life of alcohol is full price. You don't go out every night on full
Bro,
price.
David Cheap Bar was doing Zambuca shots for a pound. So you know we were caning it. It was mad. But at the end of the day, I look back at it, it was stupid. But this is the kind of thing that the society promotes. It promotes for the young people to just be partying and just chasing dopamine. And then really just wearing yourself out, burning yourself out, and you don't really enjoy it. First of all, when you're drinking too much, you're not really enjoying the night. When you're drinking alcohol for alcohol's sake, you didn't really enjoy the night. After you're all messed up, you're all spinning around in circles, and vomiting all over the place. It's just crazy. You know what I'm saying? But this is the society that they want. And then you just have sex everywhere and all this nastiness, and you think it's great, because that's another dopamine. Sex. You can be addicted to the dopamine of sex, losing your minerals, but even that loses its luster. The more you do it, the less it's diminishing returns. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you know that brothers just got a woman. No, you can have a good 2-3 days, and then you just want to chill. The minerals running. They just want to chill, but like, if you imagine if you had to put it this way, imagine you had to have sex every day, 3 times a day, for a year straight. Bro, after a while, man would have put a gun to your head. Like, oh,
You don't have no internal organs left.
just chasing that dopamine hit, that start busting dust. And every time the hit gets lessened because it's not the same. You need balance. That's why you need dopamine's supposed to be balanced out. You're not supposed to be hitting dopamine all the time.
See, Sirach 31, among a few verses from 27. Wine is as good as life to a man, if it be drunk moderately. What life is then to a man that is without wine, for it was made to make men glad. Wine measurably drunk and in season bringeth gladness of the heart and cheerfulness of the mind.
Some things, and this is something about life people don't realize, yeah? Some things in life, right, work out better when there's some scarcity. You can't, if you can't have your favorite meal every day, real soon it won't be your favorite meal. It's just is what it is. Things need to be balanced. If you have certain things too much, if you have some things too much, then you really destroy it. You know what I'm saying? And then it's the same thing with possessions. Like a lot of the dopamine comes from the act of buying, the anticipation of buying, and it's going to be delivered. And then once you receive it, the dopamine's going to drop. And then you find out you don't even value the thing that much. So you get these people, they think if I get enough money, I can buy, like Floyd. Man will go and buy like a fleet of 1,000 cars. Oh, the guy that only has 3 cars enjoys his cars more. There's a point where when you got certain things, obviously, when you got sheep, it's different. If you got an abundance of a sheep, you're only going to eat a certain amount of the time anyway. But if you've got like, let's say you've got perfume as one. A person who has like a perfume for each season, right, will enjoy their perfume collection more than a person that has 1,000 perfumes on them. Because getting them was a hype, but then once you have them now, they devalue each other. And now it's just like, what do I wear? And you don't even enjoy it. And they did the experiment with ice cream. They said like, choose from all these ice cream, or you only got 3 to choose one. And the man that enjoyed it the most was the one that had less choice.
You know what's interesting about that is there was another study done about why dating after terrible women, right? Because it was a similar thing. It's like when women get given even more options.
You're never going to be happy with the one you pick.
And not only that, they actually you find it harder to pick.
It becomes harder. It's true.
Yeah.
I've experienced it. There's certain things that happen more doesn't really help you in that regard. But you think you do because this society teaches you to be covetous. So you got a lot of people who have a wardrobe. How many of you know got a wardrobe full of clothes and I guarantee you 70% of it they never wear.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
And that's mainly these of the other side of the gender because they're told to just be covetous and they get the dopamine hit from the act of shopping. And so you end up with all these clothes, but you're better off having like half of that and you'll enjoy your wardrobe a lot better.
But he pushes that whole thing about like, oh, you can't wear the same outfit twice.
Yeah. I've seen there's actually people who are not like that.
Man are on the block wearing the same boxes.
I have a precept. This is Ecclesiasticus 31, and the title "Problems Caused by Money." It says, "Worrying about money will make you lose weight and lose sleep." And look, man, I've helped people in my family personally that have said, most of the money make me lose weight. The niggas won't count on those looks off you. Like, because you're always in a constant trial for that life. It says, worrying about a business will keep you from sleeping, just as surely does being sick does. It says, rich people work hard to make a lot of money, then they can sit back and live in luxury. Poor people work hard and have nothing to show for it, and when they rest, they are still poor.
Yeah, so you don't want to be poor. The best people, you kind of like doing well, and you enjoy everything better. You can't go to a favorite restaurant every day, bro. It loses its savor. It's just not the same. A girl that's got 8 Gucci bags just even rate them back. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just becomes empty after a while, and that's what people find out. That consumerism, after a certain point, just becomes empty. You're just chasing the dopamine of the buying, but the actual possession of it. So,
That's vanity.
it's vanity. But
But
this society, man.
especially on the bags, all of that like high-end fashion, as a day, everyone thinks it's fake. Like, he's literally spending and burning cash, for no reason.
Oh,
Everyone thinks it's fake.
but it's so funny, man.
Or you're a drug dealer.
Yeah,
What is it?
Type of way.
it's funny that Ghana wants to be with my brother in it. Yeah, bro. Yeah, bro. Like you could have well packed your nigga. I don't care. Fair enough. No, I'm being serious though. To keep my, my portable charger and shit. I'm being serious.
Right, for the charger.
I'm being serious, bro. But it was funny. I saw another nigga from Buffalo with fake. It looked the same. Like, so what's so special about this? But I know you spent like £600. Yeah?
What
They
did
can
China,
spend 10p on that.
and what did China show you?
Yeah.
China showed you it's all
Yeah.
made in the same
You could buy the same quality. It's really about the quality and the level and things like that. No, but they don't care about the quality. It's just an item for them to show off. It goes back to that boasting thing.
It says,
Meanwhile, you're sleeping at home on on a mattress that's on the floor. It's crazy. Yeah, but it says all these baddies.
it says, no one who loves money can be judged, right? His efforts to get rich have led him into sin. Many people,
And that's his world, man.
yeah,
If you really want to get ahead in this, the Bible says these are the ungodly that prosper in the world. And if you want to get ahead in business, bro, the game it's no different than the drug game. You see how Marlo, why did Marlo become king? Because Marlo understood, man, this ain't about no co-op or this ain't about no trying to make this thing righteous. Oh, we're gonna work together and share this and no. Marlo was like, fuck that, I'm in my corners, man. I'm gonna kill you to take control. I don't want to share nothing. The game is the game. That's how it really is in the real world. In the real corporate world, they act like it's all fair and all rules and all that, but it's hella dirty, man. And the dirtiest player wins. The inside trader wins. The one that's willing to steal, and just as long as you could get away with it. Isn't that the same thing he's doing on the street? They do whatever they got to do as long as they can get away with it. Charge it. You won. You shoot the nigga and take his crown. You won.
must needs read this from the elder and the wife to the one.
Hey, Shalom.
Says it must be from chapter. It says yes, during the celebrations of Bacchus, the Bacchanalian, specifically in the context of intense, unrestrained revelry, it was common for worshippers to engage in wild behavior that included spilling or pouring wine on one another.
That's what them are back on this, bro. That's what them man are doing. They're coming back in there doing the same foolishness.
Because these festivals were notorious for extreme wine drinking, ecstatic dancing, and the breaking of social conventions.
Wow.
Well, it's sort of saying is what was then is now.
Yeah.
It's all the same.
Feeding the flesh, man. And that's not to say that there's anything wrong with drinking wine, but you got to keep everything within the boundary of righteousness. And then that's when it's profitable. Like I said, you do things outside the boundary and you end up paying for it anyway. Your health, your liver, your age. Half of these gal aged up like 20 years, man. Burned out.
And then the amount of bodies that they got on them at that point as well.
Man are burned out, man. The man are aged out because they're doing too much, man. Too much. Now you got 3 baby moms. Half of them was a one-night stand in the club, and she got you up in child support and their problems. I don't have those problems. But guess what? I just went to work, man. You know what I mean? Like employment and forget. Man. Just chill. And then I go home and I just chill. You get yourself in problems. Now you got beef in the club. So that's another thing, man. You in the club and they go to niggas and they're ready to do foolishness. Yeah, these niggas is ready to ego trip at any moment in time. Niggas will come up and try to take your girl, then.
The morning.
Ecclesiasticus 3:29. But to be not excessive toward any, and without discretion to nothing.
They got no discretion. Everyone's got to show up. You know what I'm saying? It's insane, man. You see Floyd the other day, again with the videos counting money. Nigga, it's 2026.
Your fifth. Why are you your fifth?
Where you drawing it out?
He's got a grandson. What are you doing?
Nigga count sheep. Why don't you do that? Why don't you go buy a 50 walker to go count breaks, man? Why are you out here FRNs? Worshipping FRN. That's what the FRN is a demon, man.
Yeah.
That's just there like with a stack of cash. Like, why, man? Nigga, like no one. When was the last time you seen Bill Gates here or any actual dude that's got bread? Oh, hey, come here. Bring the camera. They don't need to do that. These dudes are like, just their ego. That shows you how insecure and messed up they are, man. It's insane, bro. Why are you even doing it? It don't even make sense. And the so-called Jew got these dumb niggas in the hip-hop industry to start doing that, and people are following. So now Jake thinks that's what you do, show people you got money. Remember that other dude did that? And he got, hey, bro, boss man, drive. And now he got him robbed because he did that video showing all the cash he's got. Bro, there's always a demon out there that's looking at that like a shopping. That's
more cash than you.
That's like what's a dating site, man? You know what I mean? That's for them it's like a dating site. You know what I mean? But the money's money, like you're showing them the money. You might as well be twerking.
Yeah.
Bro, for them it's like you're twerking out there, man. He's looking at you see counting the money. Next thing you know, he's like, boss man, drive. And then they went and they put pressure on his mom as well, didn't it?
How you gonna let man know that you're up? Yeah. The ops know that you're up. We don't know that.
What do you need to do all that for? Just spend the money, bro. You can't go up and show everybody that you're look at this. I'm a phone, money phone.
That's like like you win the national lottery or something. Yeah, you just announce, oh, well, you have
sorry.
all these M's. Bro, I ain't doing that.
Actually, happened to Jake. The only one, like, let's say, 50 grand. Down there, when 80% of it, or 90% of it on the chain, he flexed it on Facebook. And niggas started at the petrol station, he's trying to run away, he's fat. Run away, walking away. And then he got to the chain, he's like, oh man.
Look at them. could have been
Why
up.
are you wasting that much on
Man
the
could have been
chain?
up.
Because
Man.
you could be anonymous.
Pilot license and forget, man. Man could have done anything with that. You know what I mean? They set his whole life up. Man bought a chain because of the hip hop virus.
You said about you could have been counting breaks because you remember when we was at the vineyard and the lady was basically like, yeah, that winery, that's $1 billion. Because that's the amount of money you pay. You need land, you need people to work that land, machinery, then you need bats and all of this sort of stuff.
No, these dudes are showing off the trinkets, man. You never see them showing off that real, man. That's the problem.
When I say when people can come and over and steal that, them things
Well,
that
IRS go.
you can take that from me.
IRS can come.
You know what I'm saying? It's a bit harder to take a vineyard.
Exactly.
For instance, you know what I mean? Like,
But
They don't even know how to do that.
I've got
They
more.
can't tell the thing.
I'm back in Sirach 31 and 29. So, but wine drunk with excess maketh bitterness of the mind, with brawling and quarreling. See that on the night out, right? So drunkenness increases the rage of drunkenness increases the rage of a fool till he offend. It diminishes strength and makes wounds. And that, yeah, the alcohol. If it's excessive alcohol, you know, you're careless of what you're doing. So you've got to be careful. Yeah, and they say that it brings out what's inside, man. Exactly. Yeah. You know, you get some people they drink and then they just become violent.
Drop shit in
Right?
the
Become overconfident. Oh, these Edomites on the night out, man. It's all of a sudden. Yeah, all of a sudden they want to be hard.
They want to surf on the train.
Yeah.
That,
You know.
yeah, you got to be careful with your alcohol consumption.
Plus,
But again, you look at the popular youth culture, it doesn't tell you that. It tells you to get smashed. Make it look like it's good. So then and you gotta remember that as a teenager, you look for an identity. So you're gonna follow what you're told you're supposed to be. So they tell you that this is what you're meant to be. Like when you watch these movies, it's like, oh, what you meant to do when you go to college? You Stifler and all that, American Pie and all that. So you're gonna follow that what they've showed you. You know what I'm saying? This is why this society is demonic, man. Because it's social engineering.
and the thing is, the alcohol, is when you look into alcohol we drink today, ain't what we used to drink, man. You know, it's like, what was it, the wines used to actually have some health benefit. There used to be some. Like when we drink the Georgia wine, it's sweet. It's sweet. You can taste the difference, right? But then you could go drink something what you see at the back, sulfites, this and all of that.
It was beer. Beer back in the day, man. It's actually like it can help you get drunk. But it actually keeps health benefits.
Yeah. Well, then you
Now,
what
yeah, shit now.
Jaeger, right? When you look at Jaeger, it's just herbs, right? It's just herbs, but then it's like that. Then where it's drunk in the West, it's just like hella, you know. So yeah, man. Yeah, so it's all cooked, man. It's all cooked.
Yep. Back in wisdom 2. And it says, when that spark is extinguished, it will leave a body in ashes. Our spirit will dissipate like a vapor. In time, even our name will be forgotten.
Oh, in fact, let's look on our
Yeah, but so what? That don't mean you're supposed to live right. They might forget your name, but the Lord ain't forgetting you. So you have to live right because the Lord will bring you back and make you suffer for the foolishness that you've done here. And that's why they got a thing called promotion of care. See, these elites, they teach. That's why they teach do as thou wilt. Like you ain't gonna pay for nothing, so just do it. There ain't no conscience. That's why the man can blow up 160 kids, man, and they don't get PTSD. Man. They're good because they show you in the Bohemian Grove they had the whole thing cremation of care. Why are you worried? Like, don't worry about it. These people are psychopathic. They don't have consciences. They don't believe they're gonna pay for nothing.
So what you find reincarnation so important in our culture? Yeah. Like, if you don't believe in it, like, it's just something I always say. If you don't believe in reincarnation, then what's the point of being righteous? There's no point. Because if being in here means you just be wicked and live good, die.
As long as you survive, you're good.
You're all right.
You made it.
Yeah, man, you made it. Together we made it. You know what I mean? even though we had no it's like there's no point of righteousness.
Yeah.
It's if reincarnation is wrong. Because reincarnation is yes.
Exactly. And that's what the scripture says. And that's the other thing, man. Like, yeah, you're about to live, right? The world is, the universe is not centered around any individual. They all make themselves the most important thing in it. That's what it's supposed to become.
Mankind.
Yeah. You know? And so there's duty to do. There's duties to do it. You know? But these elites, they don't have no fear of the Most High. I don't think they can be judged. Because you judge them over the Most High, no one. Yeah. And if they feel like he ain't doing nothing, or he ain't gonna do nothing, they can do what they want. They got the power to. They don't say that.
They don't care.
Power's in their hands.
That's why these people do whatever, man, to get money. But all they care about right now is how can we get the Kim Kardashian? How can we get the Chris Brown? And whatever I've got to do, if the opportunity comes, like then the morals will go clean out the window, because that's how they groom people. There's never ending a bunch of people. Everyone knew, first of all, listen, man have known that the music industry has been spooky. I'm sorry. I'm sure man have known that how spooky that everyone, this P. Diddy thing and all that, right? It's not like a new thing that just came about like, you know, a year ago, 2 years ago. I'm pretty sure from when back I was in school, we knew there was some spookiness going on. But guess what? There's never a shortage of men that want to go in the industry, though. You ever notice that? There's not a shortage of men that wanted to be a model. Because the modeling is another thing. Modeling is just prostitution for men and women. You know what I'm saying? But it's never a shortage, no matter how many stories come out, because people go in there, they get groomed, they see where they could potentially get to, and then it entices them, and then they're willing to do whatever because they want to live a particular lifestyle. They don't want to go back to the hood or go back to being normal. They want to be on top of the game, right? But in this world, there's a price you gotta pay. You know? Now you're blowing off the so-called dude, and then coming back on the block like you're a bad man with a diamond chain.
Even like things.
Oh yeah.
No, but there's been another nigga more recently.
Yeah, he got exposed.
Another nigga
doing videos on South London, wasn't it?
something like that.
I think his gal exposed him, innit? There was videos on his phone.
It's like a fucking OnlyFans.
Yeah, he was doing gay OnlyFans. Yeah, because I told you, see all this time the deflection. Oh, them gal are going to Dubai, and they. So you think, that it's only gal going to Dubai, getting paid to do freaky things? All right, cool. Keep holding on to it.
And it's
I told you, why are these C-listers all going there, man? I got to think about it. You see all these, you think there's not gay man with money? What do you think? Bro, it's not just the gal that's going over there. Men are going over there.
Well, the thing is, it's like them Ishmael. It's Elam that like the batch about this, isn't it?
Yeah, but Ishmael do it too.
Yeah.
Like one of the
Ishmael
princes.
freaks.
Do you remember that prince killed his boy lover? Yeah. In a hotel room.
They live the same, isn't it?
They left in the hotel room, bro. He killed his off, man. They into the freaky deaky, and they want a supply of them too.
Yeah.
So what? You think it's just y'all going over there getting the beats? That's what they want you to think. Trust me. This guy was one of them. There's a lucrative industry for men to provide these services, and it's nothing new. On the islands, it's been known. There's plenty of men on the islands that they're man with money, and they got their little boy. That's why they put it in their songs. No man can rob me down for nothing. It's a known thing that man will groom up man, and next thing you know, man come back on the block. Man's got like a brand new pair of jeans, and because
Louis Bell.
Louis Bell. So where you get that from? The man's like, man, you don't even say the truth.
From Louis.
But the truth is, some businessman is piling him down, financing him, man, like a jersey. This is a known thing. Man, so you think that's not happening here in the UK? There's not some man on the roads that getting beat out by some Edomites somewhere, and they come back on the block here and they got money in their pocket. But they ain't gonna talk about that on their little podcast. And Beans is just one of them that got exposed, and he was doing the girl gagger basically.
Yeah.
And man, the man even did the video where they interviewed him and shit. It was disgusting, bro. How they killed that dude?
I'm so glad to see that.
Bro, it's disgusting. But he's doing the same thing the ghetto gaggers were doing. And then man don't want to admit that because we don't watch it. The women's one's more seen because it's more, but there's plenty of men that are doing things.
Yeah, apparently that
Slave master videos of slave master and thing and all that stuff. They do that. And it's an industry that's there. I don't watch it, but I know it exists. And it's dudes, normal black dudes walking around. You don't know, but get these thugs.
this dude is untold.
Bro, a shooter.
Bro, and then after he got exposed, on the story, people posted him saying like, oh, whatever, I'll come around the hood with a strap. You know what I'm saying? Like, but anyway, not even me.
Yo, both are spooky when you think about it. You don't want a man to catch you with a different type of strap.
You know what? Just read.
Both things decided to be fair. You never know, man. Dudes becoming on a madness. Yeah, but it's true. There's enough DL men, and they're working with these Edomites in the banking industry and that, and getting worked over for money. I just have to tell you the truth. I have to tell you the truth. Okay. Then they come around with a Gucci bag.
Yeah. I feel like I'm hurt.
Hey, so that's it. He got caught, and
He
then
got caught.
and then that one recently
And
got
then
caught.
there was another nigga
Another one got caught.
doing madness. I didn't go see
I'll grab real quick,
Hey, it's out there.
if I can. It says Micah 2 and 10. Sorry, I messed that up. Slow.
Oh, yeah, I heard about those. Yeah.
Micah 2 and 10. Right? It says, arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted, shall destroy you even with the sword destruction.
You try and listen, man. The more you try and get to the top of this road, you got to work with Satan. What comes of that is all kind of depravity, and you're gonna have to debase yourself, man, and take away morals, man.
Making those covenants of death.
I remember chatting to someone who used to work at one of the big four accountancy firms, and he was saying that whole stuff is a mess. You know what I'm saying? The way they do the pay structure, it goes from like 100K or 150K to $1 million a year. So it's like everyone wants to go from that 150 to that 1 mil. That's a
How much do you want?
because stages on, that's a direct jump.
That's a direct jump.
This is what I was going to say earlier, because this is how Esau kind of it's like Esau traps people, because obviously in a normal working world, you turn off like 120, 130, you get taxed anyway. You get taxed to shit, right? But if you want to do more than that, you have to go through the avenue. You can't just work like that. Yeah, and everyone's desperate to get out. Everyone's desperate to get out of these brackets that Esau kind of keeps you in to make that jump. But that jump includes
break something up.
And that's basically what was what the guy was explaining, right? How basically it's like one of the there was an instance. There was two women. One of the younger women, basically she got she got touched at work. Yeah. She goes up to her manager and it's like, look, so and so did X, Y, Z, and then the manager above her, the chick was like, well, you don't want to be that girl. The thing is that manager was gonna make that jump from that 150 to $1 million. So really, she didn't want to be that girl, because if she now goes and says, yo, my man did X, Y, Z, they're gonna be like, well, you ain't making part. So a lot of stuff will get swept under the rug.
And there's a lot of that lesbian thing too. Don't think it's just the man them that's taking it. The lesbian, they be turning people.
Yeah. So, another story. He was basically saying how which the guy should have done, but he had like a female manager, and she was like, yo, what we gonna do? What we gonna do? Right?
you want this.
You want this? How much you want that promotion?
You know what I'm saying? You go up in that world. Like we were talking before about the whole lawyer world. The best lawyers, you're gonna be getting wicked people up there. That's where the money is. The money is in getting people that are guilty of like heinous crimes off on technicality. That's how the game goes. And then you're gonna get the big D, or you're gonna get the Lamborghini and that. That's how the game goes, man. You ain't gonna make the big money fighting for the little man. That's for sure. fighting for righteousness, you're broke.
Proverbs 15 and 16. Better is little is the fear of the Lord than great treasure and trouble therewith.
Man will kill for money now. Man are coming up with life insurance policy. Yeah, that one. Actually, that's how one of the youths got caught. He killed his mom for the damn life insurance, and then was showing off with the money and all that in the thing.
And the nigga went to the rich giving out money.
And he got caught out there. They found out, oh yeah, you're the one that killed her, bro. Like, because he was so mad with it. Yeah, life insurance thing is a big thing now. Man will kill their parents now for the life insurance. I've seen more because I watch a lot of these crime
Can they
films.
kill themselves?
Yeah, but someone's probably done that too. Oh, I seen one where man murdered his mother, his father, and his grandparents. It was him and his wife together. They murdered pretty much the whole family, and they didn't really catch them for doing it until about 6. So imagine they moved on with their life. Like, they took the money because what they murdered, their business was failing, and they knew that the parents and that had money in a safe. So they basically done a robbery on their fucking parents, and they killed the granny too and everything. Him and the wife did it together, tried to cover it up, and then obviously they worked the case 7 years later, forensic and that, and then they caught them out. They're all watching it. I was like, raw, like, man, really. And it was no quick shot to the head thing. This is vicious murderings, stabbings up, all of them. His parents, bro, for the money. So that he could fix his business, bro.
Love of money, man.
And then
Love
you
of money, bro.
ask the parents for a loan, bro.
They weren't going to give it to him. He's losing money too much. But this is the kind of world we live in, man. One guy said, where there's great wealth, you'll find great crime. That's a quote. And that's true. Most of these people that have wealth, if you look at where their wealth comes from, they're drug dealers or whatever, or they've come from.
Look where Esau's wealth came from.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. It's all illicit, man. It's all from, there's murder involved in it. They've killed someone and took out a competitor. Like I said, the whole Wild West, there was a lot of men getting killed in America, not by Indians, but by other Edomites to get rights to a gold mine, not get the rights to like that. They will send in their private army and just get men whacked out, kill whole families to secure having something that then now their family's big businessmen, and they're not criminals, they're good upstanding people. They're a fucking bunch of demons.
This is the Ecclesiasticus chapter 10 and 9. Why is earth and ashes proud? There is not a more wicked thing than a covetous man. For such as one setteth his own soul to sell. Because while he liveth, he casteth away his vows. So, like, that should go on as far as compromising the whole moral, if you have any integrity, just in the gutter.
That's a good point. You haven't.
The friend killer. Let's take it to the street. On the streets here, outside of the ops, the number one person that's going to kill you is your friend. Yeah. It's a guy that you've been with, toe to toe with, on the. No, it's not in the mafia. In the mafia, when they were going to whack you, the person who whacked you was someone you knew. There's someone you know that they was going, listen, man, we need to get rid of this guy. They're going to come to me and say, he got to go. Okay, cool. Then you're going to come to man in confidence. Hey, let's go. Let's go. Then, let's go for a drink. Boom. Oh, gone. If you want to bring it to the yardies, man have to get man out. It's your other apex yardie that's gonna take you out, or they're gonna set you up. They're gonna set you up and make it look like it was the ops that killed you when it was actually them. They're gonna send you on a mission, and the mission is you're gonna die on that mission. Friend killer, yeah, friend killer. That's wickedness. Man, to kill their friend to get all the spoils for themselves. Jealousy, envy. Where there's money, there's gonna be murder. I'm telling you.
Proverbs 1 and 10 says, my son, if sinners entice thee, consent thou not. If they say, come with us, let us wait for blood. Let us lurk privily for the innocent without cause. Let us swallow them up alive as they brave and whole.
And actually say that. Eat, man. Yeah, eat.
As those that go down into the pit, we shall find all precious substance. You shall
Bro,
fill up.
it's funny, like you read that scripture, all that's playing in my head is niggas on the wall. Like ski masks and shit. You know what I mean? Like, that's what comes
Looking
to
for a
mind.
paycheck.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, bro. Even there's a rapper from my area, famous, whatever. He found out that his boy was managing, they try and get the guy after the position. But they calculated the money. That's an earnings. It's like, bro, you was in a good position. You could have been comfortable earning your 150K a year as manager. But you wanted the aspirations of being him. And you now cut yourself off from the work.
So, you know what? I said it dumb because I'm sure when that guy was going places, right, he would bring you along. Like there's certain people that I know that are in that world as well, and it's just like whenever the main artist is gone, he's going somewhere, he gets to come in as entourage, as plus one.
Yeah.
But now you're excommunicado.
And he could have potentially managed other people.
It's like, it's like,
But it's greed, isn't it?
Jake, well, a lot of Jake always want to be number one. It's all right to be number two.
But it's right. How much I told man like you're your father's devil. But they come in the street. He still had this same position. And he's like, fuck that. I don't want to be number two. I want the person. So I'm gonna do all this fucking madness, establish myself. You know what I mean?
Right, didn't that other nigga Solo was raping girls saying, call me Skepta?
I'm tough. That's big, right? That's mad.
Solo for fine.
Yeah, that
Man
was
said,
crazy.
feed into the lion.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that was
He's always
crazy.
crazy.
He's off,
Lion in the door.
he's off his rock. He's off his rocker, man. That guy's got PTSD.
Come on, man, I'm an Israelite.
He's got
He's
PTSD.
crazy still.
He's out of it.
He's skeptical.
Yeah. He was always weird.
We shall find all precious substance. We shall fill our houses with spoil. Casting by lots among us, let us all have one purse.
Yeah, well, even like, look, that nigga film with niggas blood. But it's paid in full.
I knew. Everything was wicked.
It's bro, and it was based upon the true shit with the uncle kidnapped the
That's wicked.
the nephew and
To get the money.
chopped off fingers. They killed him. That's wickedness, man. But niggas up.
And then man
uplift
killed
that.
him before he could get the boy back.
Yeah,
So that he could get the.
yeah. Niggas are evil, bro.
That was wickedness all the way around.
The boy was like 7, 8 years old.
You watch that film, you got a new promoter.
But it's like Jake, instead of seeing those films as lessons, Jake be like, I would have done this.
Oh, and Franklin too.
I would have got caught.
I would have done
The thing about can't commit crime without Esau. Esau, no. This is the because I still mean to do it. It's basically the kind of spyware they have now. It's insane. Everything spies in. It's like if you think it's not known, it's not. Because even to the fact that if you've got fiber, like you have like fiber to your house, your fiber optic cable, they can listen to you on your fiber optic cable. And this ain't with like military hardware. It's just like with certain technology where it's like at the other end they can listen to your conversations in your house.
They just don't have to tell you how they got the information.
Exactly.
They're gonna come up with a smoke screen. Remember that time when them Jake got nabbed? With, with all them keys in their van. Just all of a sudden.
Yeah.
But they ain't gonna tell you how they actually got
Yeah.
the information. They knew all along. It's just it was time to read.
they say the private source. It's like, it's fucking button. You're getting a button switch.
So this place is wicked. Just stay away from all that. Just try and do, forklift and forget, man. Just try and live as clean as possible. Yeah,
It's not
You can
working.
be content.
yeah, be content. Because when you're not content, that's how you end up on X Factor, and now you're on
Simon
Couch.
couch, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Bro, there were niggas in the hood that actually adopt your mentality of I can't wear this thing out for out. and it's like you're, bro, you can't sustain that. You can't sustain that, like, you know what I mean? Like, you can't sustain that lifestyle. A man has his mind enslaved to try and impress people that don't care anyway.
What was it? What I always remember was like Mandem spending hella cash to impress women in £5 boohoo dresses.
You know what? You know what makes that really bad? Because the men don't care. They do it because their girlfriend. They want to be passed out by their girlfriend. Oh, you're wearing the same thing again. Oh, yeah. You know,
I think it's,
That's not true.
I
Them
think
niggas is
I
not
think
getting
it's-
cursed
I
up by
think
no girl because they wore the same thing.
I think it's,
no.
I
Girls-
think it's,
Men
So
don't
I thought
care
it's all.
what they wear.
I thought about the men, innit? You saying the men would.
No, men just wouldn't say shit.
Oh, yeah.
I don't see them changing all the damn time. The girls always wear new clothes, innit? But I think it's mostly because when they go out with the girls always, oh, you're wearing the same thing.
That's what it is. One of the things as an adult you learn women don't like.
yeah.
Women don't like it.
Nah, them fucking niggas, man, with the Averets and all that.
If you want something that's fine, like that, you find next week too, bro. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like,
What's the new women out?
yeah.
No, but that all just like I said goes back to consumerism. It's really the dopamine. The whole shopping thing is really about the dopamine of shopping itself. People like to shop. Right?
Shop till you drop. They say.
It's addictive. Now, that's why they changed they constantly changed the
Last Saturday after
I really. Oh yeah, no. That would push. Oh, that's last season. It's like that's.
and then you even got the sales.
But the season comes around again, though. Surely, like, you just couldn't say the next year. I don't know.
No, the game now is to be minimalist through the season, and it works better.
He said he wanted
You those people that live that lifestyle, enjoy it. Man. You just have a wardrobe that you swap and change between
Engineering
people design
probably
rather than buying new outfits all the time because you're wasting money and you're never gonna wear them back.
It's sort of like what they do with tech. Like Apple's the best example of it. That's why they'll just add little features so people can outwardly know, okay, that's this year's. Or like visit because it's like let's be real, other phone companies it will look the same most of the time. But Apple they need to do that little enough change so that you know. Yeah, so that you know that it's this year. It's all about making you spend. You know, it's about consumerism. Stuff. You know, and that's unsustainable. And then we've got to stop eating meat. So, because these guys in these factories want to be polluting the world, right? I think it's sort of like when you look at the fast fashion industry, right, and the amount of pollutants that's involved in that as well, and then notwithstanding the health impacts it has, because they did a study, right, on dogs, where basically they gave the dogs like the plastic clothes, like the gym pants, the yoga pants, and the dogs became infertile. They became infertile, but then when that's basically fashion now. You're out and about, you see women, you've got a mum over there, you got which is the athleisure, right? And it's like, no, the chemicals and the stuff that we're wearing nowadays is all destructive. Esau knows this, but he's still gonna.
They lose that do leave girls in the whole documentary on how it's just the fashion industry is really. But then problem, reaction, and solution, they're gonna stop all that.
Yeah.
You get nothing, you get rations to put.
Yeah.
So it sort of goes all the way one way, but then go all the way the other way. Just choke this demon out, man. Something's to be said for choking a man out. I'm just saying, there's nothing to be said for it, man. You already know that you're going out. You've got time to think about the fact that I'll take your ass out here while you cling to life. So,
Isaiah 24, verse 4. The earth mourneth and fadeth away. The world languisheth and fadeth away. The haughty people of the earth do languish. The earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof.
yeah, the earth is completely polluted, and it's leading to a lot of disease. A lot of the diseases that we have, a lot of the diseases children have. But you gotta remember that your children come from you. So if your vessel is like, for instance, the Agent Orange, right, actually affected the children that the men were having. Because remember, the women weren't there. It was the men that was at war, and they were coming back, and their sperms were put. Same with what's it called? Depleted uranium. Them Iraq veterans were coming home, trying to have children with their women, and you get their stillbirths. And then the same thing goes with women. If they're like consuming heavy metals and things of this nature, remember they're incubating babies. You know what I mean? So if where the baby incubated isn't all the way right, there's more chances that you are gonna get different diseases and problems in the children. And that's big business, the healthcare for children.
Oh yeah, that's
Because a lot of children have got like so many different diseases and so many different issues going on, man. Even down to the fact that they're exposed from a young age to all these poisons, man, while you're growing. So the earth is polluted, man, on so many different levels. Man.
there was something where it was just like basically like Thailand had a year-on-year collapse in births. It was the kind of thing where it was like, so from what I remember the number, it was, if it's like 1 or 2% year-on-year for the month, it's like, it was mad.
That's because probably all the men are turning into lady boys.
Yeah, there is actually a shortage of men in Thailand. That's not even a joke.
They're all getting paid by Edomites. You know the Edomites going over to get money.
Yeah. No, it's like it's something like they've got a lot of men in the military, a lot of men that do that stuff. But yeah, they're just genuine.
And that's the way their whole family get up.
Yeah.
Because when you actually go out there, that's how crazy it is. So the people are in so much poverty that they've catered to Edomites perversion in order to keep their family out of poverty. Because you watch that program, that's what happens. Like basically, the boy becomes a lady boy, and the goal is to get one of these Edomites to marry them, and then that Edomite will now take care of the whole family because they get obviously you don't take much in it. Like you drop man £100 and the man probably buying a mansion. You know what I mean? So they'll actually fund and keep sending money over to the ladyboy even when they come back, and the ladyboy then takes the money and puts the kids through school. And all their cousins, but they had to sacrifice their man. It's
Space got to go.
because of Esau's because Esau's the one that's causing all this mad property, and two, Esau's a damn pervert, man. Why the hell is he a baby boy, man? Just get with a woman, bro. What's wrong with you? That's how the game goes. Man. That's why it's just all polluted and perverted. Like I said, the militaries are polluted. All these nuclear testing has polluted the earth.
You mentioned military. Basically, I had an electrical engineer in my yard, and he was basically saying that I think he said he used to be, or his boy, whatever, but he was basically saying how, when JB stationed in them Southeast Asian countries, JB joining in too with what them Edomites did.
Them hoorah niggas. And then another thing, even the sonar, because you have frequencies. Now, I'm not an expert on it. I've tried to wrap my head around. Electricity is witchcraft, but electricity, right? One of them things here is that people think of science, right? And because science is so simplified to people, they don't actually realize how crazy it is. Like, you know how crazy electricity is just to even understand it. And this guy, Eric Dullard, he did a whole 4-hour presentation on electricity. And I'm a smart, and I was just like, the man might as well be speaking another language in order to understand the concept of electricity, what it actually is. It's an amazing thing, right? But he was going into the frequencies. You have to be very careful about the frequencies that you use for certain things. And he goes like, a lot of times, the people who are setting up like radio stations or setting up different things, right, they just want the functionality. So they don't care if the particular frequency or the power dialing, like the power they're putting into it, is damaging. Because you can't see it in that way. You know what I'm saying? It's not something where you're shooting someone with a gun. So he says, look, if you take your equipment, you can go to a radio station and you'll know they've powered this up too much. There's no need for it to be this strong. So this is actually making everyone in the area sick. But the radio station and the people working in the radio station, but it works. And what do they want? They want the signal to be broadcast so you can pick it up. So they've not bothered to fine tune it to make it safe. And he goes, it's the same thing. He says, if you goes, some of these things are so powerful, it might as well be radar. And he goes, that's why radar doesn't work by being on all the time. Radar pulses. Because if they kept that shit on, languages around is die. Because some of these radio stations are like that. And then you got people that are getting sick, and he goes, you take the equipment, you probably find that there's something in their area that's producing particular frequency. And that's why they're constantly sick and they can't work out where it's coming from. So even something frequency pollution, Esau messing with the frequencies and not fine tuning because he doesn't care. Listen, I just need to set up this Wi-Fi right here. They could do it where they test it and find the right level, but it's like, why? If it gets the function out of it that I want, I don't care if my man's gonna get cancer from it. You know,
Yeah, well, the thing is, Esau knows it's going to be hard to prove it was that anyway.
so why would he? So Eric Dullard, he's you know, I don't know if he's still alive, but he's one of them guys that are expert on electricity and frequency. Even down to that, like, is a massive pollution that we face every day. This is just frequencies that are not being fine-tuned properly for safety because no one cares. They just send some random dude to set it up. You know what I mean? Like, next thing you know, you're getting fried. Mobile phones, everything. 5G. You think they care if 5G is safe? No, they just care it works. It's safe enough. You ain't drop dead straight away. So it's all right.
That's why it says of the MOTB, right, a grievous source. Because it's like the way those frequencies are going to be working. Don't cause it.
So imagine like the sonars. Sonars are messing with the whales and things of that nature. It's power. They don't care. They just want it to work. Now in the kingdom, we're gonna have the mastery of all of the frequencies. So we're gonna know how to use all the different frequencies correct and safely and in tune with life. Esau doesn't care, man. So just wipe it out, turn it up maximum power, fry you up.
Maximum power.
Verse 5, it says, the earth also is defied under the inhabitants thereof, because they have transgressed the laws, changed the ordinance, broken the everlasting covenant, therefore have the curse devoured the earth. The curse have devoured the earth, and they that dwell therein are desolate. Therefore the inhabitants of the earth are burned and human left.
Yeah, and eventually it's going to cause massive depopulation because of the way things are going. It's not going to cause more life, it's going to cause more death. And that's on the Esau's instruction. But Esau's acting like he's the guy that's going to bring utopia and life to the earth. No, he's bringing death and destruction to them.
Like he's saying, these things are having an effect on us, even though you can't really see them.
Oh, shit. Asbestos was one. You know what I mean? Like, that was everywhere. Then they found out about it. Esau's demon, man. You know, there's so many things. Like Teflon, the bone speaking of, there's so many things around us all the time that's just messing us up, man. But Esau don't care. You know? But then how you smart then? You're supposed to be able to take these things into context. But every 2 seconds, it's like, oops. Well, I thought you were smart. I thought you had it all figured out. Why is it,
The thing works.
yeah,
That's what it is, isn't it?
good, but it's frying my balls.
Yeah. Scramble.
Scrambling my testicles, yeah, but at least I can make a phone call.
And then you've got the nerve to then come on and be like, if it weren't for us, we wouldn't have these things.
Bro,
So everyone's fucking doing it.
like, look, even the nuclear power in the first place, like, you created something that like is now a toxic waste. You know what I'm saying? And then you're making excuses for it. But what's the excuse? Right? You created nuclear weapons, explode them in the atmosphere, man. What's up with this guy? You exploded them in the atmosphere, man, and put all them isotopes out everywhere. Now it's no wonder you got all these kids. What kind of madness to them? You've destroyed the DNA of the earth, man. We're gonna have to fix all that. We're gonna have to fix up the DNAs, man. You mess the DNAs up. These youths are messed up. Everyone's
Everyone's got cancer now, man.
cancer, everything.
I remember,
Two heads.
growing up, the adverts used to be 1 in 3 people will be affected by cancer. That's what it's now. It's 1 in 3.
Why is it going on?
Women have got more hands than Arsenal got trophies. It's great.
Because if he saw someone in the case of everything and he's doing all this research, he's discovering this cure and all this, yeah, why is the numbers going up? Why is it 1 in 2?
Yeah.
It's because you haven't got a grip on shit. You're causing more harm in the earth than you are doing any good. Which is the truth.
100%.
But you want to be rated. No one rates you, bro. No one rates you. You don't rate you.
You know, it's just the
monkey with a chemistry set, man. You know what I mean? Like there's more than one way to skin a cat, and your way is always messed up. No, it's just how it is, that man. And you think you're the greatest scientist ever. You don't understand things. And Eric Dellard, one thing about him, I like his lectures because he always says, "Listen, man, we ain't gonna know everything. It's arrogance to always assume you know everything." Because one of he even talks about the speed of light. And I say, okay, but how do we know what the speed of light is in the universe? Are you there to measure it? We know what it's observably, what the speed is here. We don't know if it's different somewhere else, but you can't know everything. Esau will always act like he knows everything, and that's an arrogant guy. Hey, Eric Dullard, man, he's a wacky dude. He used to live out in the woods and all that stuff. He's a bit eccentric, but normally the geniuses are.
Yeah.
Because you got to be kind of a whack job to understand a lot of this science. Because just electricity is almost magical. And when you think about what you've been able to do with it, almost is like magic.
Well, I always remember one of my favorite tech YouTube videos, like we've got glass and metal. Now you can order food to your door.
It's great.
Glass and metal.
It's cool. Still. Silicone.
Yeah. But that's why what you call it? Scripture says knowledge shall be increased. Man. You know? And even when you're looking at some of the way these AI, which it's all messed up. When you look at some of this AI, it's just like, and what it's able to do now, it's like, yo, you know.
What's that? So, book of Ecclesiastes 10 and 12 and 3. Okay. And a wise king destroys his people.
Right. The beginning of the king of the wisdom of the king is humility to the word of the Heavenly Father. So that gives you access to the correct decision making, righteousness, and the humility. And it also guides your actions. And when your actions are guided to the Spirit of the Lord, it's going to be fruit. When your actions are guided by the flesh, it's not going to be. It's the Esau's actions. Actually, well, first of all, who's blocking the straight of him? The same people that's supposed to be, they put themselves up as being stewards of the people. Oh, yeah. They're the ones that's blocking the straight and then trying to tell you to do. Yeah. Or convince you it's in your interest. This is what they always do. They do things to destroy the people and then try and convince them of their interest.
Short-term gain, a short-term pain, long-term gain.
They're the ones that are destroying the people.
Who's gaining was open for you in the attack them?
The fertility rates. Who's really caused all that? You know what I'm saying? Like, so these men are working against life.
And who's not sounding a massive alarm about it? Because it's like I'm thinking of myself as a student. Then you're kind. I'm like, wait. So there's only like 100 and something years of Italians left. It's lucky we won't beat it. But if you're a man that's like supposed to be a ruler of the people, you'd be like, yo, what's going on? That's a national emergency.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
A few generations before.
Yeah, there's this ideology that there's a philosophy or a way of thinking that is beyond the way of the Lord, which is better. But there isn't. And this is what we've learned. This is the lesson that the elect have learned. There ain't you cannot improve on the Lord's design. That's perfect. It's perfect.
It was good.
It was good. The way that with the law, statutes, commandments being the foundation of your perception and of your thinking and everything you do, you cannot get a better foundation. Any other thing, once you stray away from that, it's only got worse. It cannot be better. But there's an ideology that so pushes is that he has a better way that he can formulate, and that's what the Renaissance thing is all about. That they've pushed to this day. That Esau is actually moving the earth for something better, which is going to culminate which is going to culminate in what? The MOTB and the image of the beast. This is better. Listen, take this chip. This is the pinnacle of life. This is the best life can be. Let me be your slave master, like a freaky demon like this. No, it's not. It's going to be the worst. If he was to come to pass with what he wants, it'd be the worst thing ever for mankind.
You know what I was reading about the other day? I did a video on, right? Esau trying to get all the powers from both sides in a carnal way, which is AI, right? He wants control over it, right? Because most does have control over everything. The way he operates, that he can read your space. He's giving you law that you're supposed to conduct yourself by. If you don't keep it, you're free to not keep it. You're free to keep it. It's judgment. He still wants to watch. He wants to be on your fucking back,
Because
making sure you're doing this and
you
doing
can't
that.
be God and a man at the same time. The Most High doesn't have the same like. Most High doesn't lust. You know what I'm saying? The Most High is not carnal. You can't be a carnal and want to be God at the same time. It's not going to work. This is a man who wants to be God. How can that? How can a man have ultimate power over everything? That's a recipe for disaster, but I can't do it. Listen, I'll tell you for free. If I had ultimate power, you'd all be bro. How? Look, it's best I only have what's given. Like, just give me a little bit here. Let me do my thing. Yeah, you can't. How could a man want to replace God? It makes no sense, but you've not got the ingredients, man. You're not God, you're a man, and you want the powers of man. And the very fact you want it is not for godly means, it's to serve your fleshly lust. So it's already cooked. So you're gonna give a man who have them kind of fleshly lust, yeah, ultimate power, blood, you're cooked. You're cooked, man's gonna be having you doing all kind of freakiness, blood. It's gonna be messed up. The Most High don't need you to be freaky, blood. You know what I'm saying? Most High gonna pop. You know what I'm saying? So these devils, man, they've gone away from the truth of the Lord. We're gonna go closer because we're understanding that. Look, man, if this law was done, this would be better. If this law, and we balance the law. A lot of man look at the law and go crazy. Don't go crazy, man. Because again, just like earlier, we didn't say that you got to abuse your child. We just say you discipline them. This is the whole thing with this man and woman thing. They view a man having authority over a woman, and it's always got to be something crazy. Like, what's wrong with you?
Like you had in slavery, like
No.
chains.
Come on, bitch.
That's
in
not
the kitchen.
That's not normal, man. Men don't interact with women like that, bro. That's an insane individual. But that's how they would want to paint it. That if unless you give a woman freedom, it's gonna be like this. You're just gonna be punching her in the head all day, and there's no love, there's no nothing. Of course, there will be love. Isn't that the Bible say, husbands love your wives and wives love your husbands? Love is the keeping of the commandments. There's gonna be compassion and mercy. What's wrong with you? What, you're not gonna love your children? You have authority over your children. You don't love them? This is what I'm saying. It's an insane thing. Like when you try and bring the laws, they try and turn it into something crazy. It's not. Love is the keeping of the commandments. Love worketh no ill to his neighbor. It's perfect. It's beautiful. We're gonna look after each other. We're gonna be good. You are not gonna be infringed upon. So no stealing, and you will receive justice if anything happens. What's wrong with that? Yeah, batting man for dead, of course, because batting man ain't right. It's a perversion of life. Everybody can't be a batting man. If everyone was a batting man, life is done, and fire will come down. It's a perversion. No, you're not meant to have sex with your mother. What's your problem? Yes, don't eat abominable foods. They're not good for you. It's not designed. Do you put diesel in a bomb? Yes, listen, you could get away with it probably for a little while. Then the engine's gonna go. I don't know, brothers.
I've experienced it.
Can you get away with it for a couple miles? You might get away with it for a couple months, and then it's
Like, you might get away with it, but it's like the car is not happy. The car ain't happy. You're scared. I'm scared, Poncho. I'm scared.
No, there's certain things you could do, right? And I get my woman about this sometimes. Bro, to follow what the manual says. You can overload a washing machine. If the washing machine says it takes 7 kg, you can put 8, 9, 10 kg in there, and it will spin, wash the clothes, and it won't break today. But guess what? You're fucking up the mechanism because it's overstressed, and it eventually will break. So guess what? The smartest thing to do is follow the fucking manual for the person that designed it. But the engineer designed it specifically to carry a particular load. You know what I mean? The forklift carried 250. Why are you playing with 251, fam? You're all balancing it. But at one time, snap up the mechanism, this is on this way and the other. Bro, you can eat pork. Of course, you can survive. It's not the issue whether you could survive for a certain amount of time. There's plenty of poisons that you could survive for a very long time. You can survive on crack very well for a while. But eventually it's going to get you. This is the issue. So you're not really living. You're really dying, but slowly. So the issue is don't eat the abominable foods because the Almighty God who made you and designed you didn't make your body to consume those things. So why are you trying to be smarter than the Most High? Trying to go around and think like seasoning don't taste good on beef. That's what I'm saying. Like,
Proverbs 14:12. There is a way which seemeth right unto a man, but the end thereof are the ways of death.
that's right. So you balance yourself and you set your boundaries according to the wisdom of the Heavenly Father, which is in His Word, which is a gift. Because if the Lord never gave us that word, we'd be cooked out here doing all kind of folly and foolishness. It's just like a child. If you leave it up to a child will live on a diet of the most abominable shit. They will live on Haribo and lose all their teeth. All their teeth. If you leave it up to a child will eat sweets till they got no teeth in their fucking mouth. And they'll be obese. You see it. You see it. Kids that their parents are just letting them destroy themselves with cake.
Now, was that a good idea?
No, we've got to lay down the boundaries so that guess what? They grow up and they be healthy and they'll be better off for it in the longevity of it, man. That's what the Most High is. They said that the word of the Lord is life. It allows you to live. If you don't follow the word of the Lord, it don't mean that you're going to die that day, but you're no longer living. You're dying. You're just dying slowly, which we are now. You're born into this world, you're dying. You're on a mission to death. Back's all hurt. You're dying. Yeah, you're alive, but you're really dying. Very slowly. You're on the downward turn. The word of the Lord is life, man, and not Esau. Esau's trying to move people away to make it look like what he says is life. Oh yeah, take this AI, take this chip, and don't worry, fuck your liver. I'll be able to just put a fucking,
Pig liver in.
put a mechanical. No, I don't want a motherfucking mechanical liver. The Lord already made the best liver possible. You had to try hard to kill it.
Yeah.
You did the most. That's why it's dead. The liver, the human body can take a lot of punishment.
Yeah.
If your body's breaking down, you've done abominable things.
And that's not all these replacements, and that they don't last as long as what your body has naturally. So you have to get like replacement or another replacement or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Constantly on meds for the rest of your life.
But this body's meant to be able to help you run to at least 80.
Yeah.
You know, can't be as well.
No, it could go a lot longer than that, man. I just kept the laws properly. You know what I'm saying? And in the midst of keeping the law, man, there's so many things that's open to us, man. It's not that man's make it look like the law is you can only eat oatmeal. I mean, that technically would be hell.
That's what you saw was that slot, that rule. You know what I mean?
Looking like camel jizz, but no, the multitudes of clean foods we can eat is innumerable, and not only that is innumerable. The way you can cook it is innumerable. And the spices, lemons, and
No, bro, because even when you look at chicken, how the different different tribes will cook chicken, spice it up. Yeah.
No, I'm just
I
saying,
didn't know what. Hey, yo, I was like, what did I say?
there's different type of chicken. Bro, there's horned fowl, there's corn fat. There's different type of beef, bro. There's different cuts. Even in the beef, even in the cow, there's different cuts.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like the Lord is saying is constraining, and this is what they try to make it look like. The Lord is grievous. Like you can't get put on. You get put on in the law.
But that's like Luciferian doctrine, though.
Yeah.
Really, Lucifer came to liberate mankind and all that. That's what he said.
No. The Lord is liberating us from our stupidity.
That's right. Yeah.
The Lord is liberating us from our own stupidity. That's because right now we're slaves to sin. And where does that lead you to? Death, hurt, heartache, pain, sorrow.
Yeah.
Okay? You don't uplift the word. In this society, don't uplift the word. And even these goofy guys call themselves Christian, Donald Trump and them, man, they're not uplifting the word because they don't live by the word. Pete Hegseth is quoting flipping Samuel L. Jackson, some DEI. Now, imagine if a Jake done that. DEI. These Edomites should be all over Twitter talking about how did he get the job. But when Esau's doing foolishness, it's cool, right?
Straight Pulp Fiction, you know. Nice.
Can I read something quick?
Esau is the ultimate. Esau is the ultimate. My uncle got me the job. Get the hell out of here. I hate these devils, bro. I'm gonna choke devil slow, bro. You didn't even do the eyes popping out of the damn head. Begging me to breathe. No.
This
devils, man.
is from the book of Joshua, chapter 1, verse 8. This book of the law shall not depart out of thy mouth, but thou shalt meditate therein day and night, that thou mayest observe to do according to all that is written therein. But then thou shalt make thy way prosperous, and then thou shalt have good success.
That brings prosperity. And guess what? Everyone's really going to be prosperous in the kingdom, but there's levels to prosperity. See, Esau's got this base level of nothingness, and then there's prosperity. You could have prosperity and prosperity. Everyone could be at just a general level of we're good. But them man over here is gooder. You know what I'm saying? Like, because if the heathen are, by virtue of living under our laws and blessing us with our 10%, yeah, that leads to what? Because in order for them to be paying us the proper tribute, that means they're doing well because they have to be growing crops, they have to be doing their thing. That means there's less murder because they're going to be having to keep our laws. They're going to be more prosperous just off the virtue of our rulership. Because we're not going to have it like how Esau had it, where everyone's in shanty, beat down so we could go and pop some lady boys for cheap. There's no need for that. We're going to be better because that comes with being at the top. But it doesn't mean that the people that are below us have to be like, obviously, when they first go in the kingdom, they're going to be down all the way. I'm talking about after they pay for their crimes, against
the slate clean.
once the
set to zero.
The what they call it, the force has been balanced. Yeah. Then what? They're gonna be able to farm and do what they're doing, and they will prosper, so we could prosper.
Because in part of us prospering. Yeah.
Everything's rising. You know what I'm saying? But Esau's thing is they rise and everyone has to be at the bottom in a sadistic world. No. The whole point is once you spread the righteousness of the Most High throughout the earth, it brings prosperity in general. Now, obviously, we will prosper more because we're the conduits of that prosperity into the world. So we got to get our rightful due. As any royal people, the royal is supposed to be more, but you don't have to be a royal and then everyone else is fucking like holes in their socks, no stuff, barefoot.
Righteous will be rewarded.
Yeah.
So, real quick. So Proverbs 29:2, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice, but when the wicked bear fruit, the people mourn.
Right. When the righteous are in authority, when they're gonna do things the right way, and there's a benefit that comes towards everything from that righteous leadership and that operation happening. That doesn't mean you'll necessarily be on the top. You're gonna have the same as everyone else, but what your lot will be good.
They can be hurting.
And the thing is about Earth. The reality of Earth is the most simplest of person in Earth at a certain level is living in heaven. Because fresh baked bread, bro, with a piece of butter, is a beautiful thing.
Just a smell, when the bread's baking, you walk in and
there's some simple things in life that you could just be simple and you can fresh that you're good. Now, obviously, like I said, we could go above that level. You know what I'm saying? But just the basic simplicity of life on earth, man, just be a man, work, wife. Man can have one wife. You don't have to be in hell. It's one wife. You love each other. You got your kids. You do your thing. You're working, and you got time to do a couple pursuits. You get together with the rest of the members, and you sing your songs by the fireplace.
That's what I was going to say. Esau's taking away the base things of the earth. As a man, you're not supposed to have to, each time your wife goes to work, she cheat with a man, but that's this world. can't even like people finally buy a house and then back in their mind, I've got 30 years of payments and I can never miss one.
You know, one of these sharing bare rooms with people or something like
Randos.
bro, like, that's not how life started, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like you take your own.
Get robbed.
Yeah.
Coming out of the yard, don't even know if you care. Anxiety.
What was that?
Walk past man on the corner and
Yeah. Who said so? All of these houses here have the alarms outside, right? You know, certain whips or certain. You see the driveways. They've got the bollards where their whip don't get stolen. So I ain't looking. They ain't gonna. We wouldn't have security guards in the kingdom.
remember the earth is called Idan for a reason. Eden, Idan.
Everybody operates based in war, man. Everything's blessed.
You could enjoy Idan. You know, to whatever simple level you're on, even the guy at the bottom can still enjoy life. There's no reason why you should be gouging your eyes out trying to commit suicide. But this is what wickedness will create.
It's the book of Ecclesiastes 33 and 31. If thou have a servant, then treat him as a brother, for thou hast need of him, as of thine own soul. If thou entreat him evil, and he learn from thee, which way wilt thou go to seek him?
Yeah, just because you got now, this is talking about a servant like on the normal circumstances. I must needs clarify that when you heathens go into servitude, that's not normal servitude. There's a difference between when you go into punishment and when you're just a worker. This is talking about a worker. So this is a guy that's just like Abraham had this servant. He wasn't going around, hey you know, come here. Tiger, you know, no, he's not scourging man unless he did something foolish. He would, you're my servant, and obviously I'm the Lord, and you're the servant. But there was still a level of respect and understanding. Like you don't have to treat man like a dog. None of these Edomites were treating Jake worse than how you treat your actual dog. That's insane. He's not a man worth more than a dog. So a man, as long as he's not under punishment, still deserves some level of respect, of humanity, and that will happen. But when you heathens first go into slavery, you're not there to just work. You're actually there to be punished.
You're not here to be kind.
Yeah, you're there to pay off pain, innit? So you're gonna be getting whipped and all that stuff. But that's not without reason. This is the difference. It's not because man just doing it because I don't like you. No, it's because hey, bro, you gotta pay off your spiritual debts here. Once you paid off them debts, then we're good. You pay as you go. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? You know what I'm saying? But Esau, you will never pay it off. Esau will be on your ass. That's why the scripture says, he that ruleth the nations with anger. Esau will forever want to put a boot up your ass because he's homo.
But that's what it says in Isaiah 13 or 14, that basically these heathen nations, which shall now look down upon them. Yeah. 14, yeah, and they basically said it says basically no one's gonna come to Abraham.
This man will never change. If you went 3,000 years in the future, he'd be still putting hell on people, man. Because that's just the only thing he knows.
Again, he shows you that in these movies. That's Elysium, Elysium to go down.
Because he's demonic in his nature. He's just a demon.
He's just different, can't be satisfied. So he's always gonna have that.
But he'll tell you different. No. If you take this chip,
everybody
it's gonna be nice, man.
Richer than you made.
He don't know how to do that, man.
Free money. You like money, right? You like money, right?
It was a good point you made the other day, Zafan. You was like,
you know, it's like, hey, because I like that cha-ching sound. You know, Monzo is that.
You know, so you made a good point in the video the other day. You was like, in this, we don't want you like getting above this. He's gonna give you a chip, though. You know, that's gonna allow you
Next level.
Yeah.
You know,
He's changed.
you're gonna get bionic arms and legs and shit. You know,
that old world with the devil. I forgot.
I am kind.
Oh, he's so Satan, man. Don't trust, don't believe him. You know them pantomimes. He's behind you. And then there's the Esau. But yeah, like listen, man, like there's no need to be a demon, man. There's no need to be an asshole for no reason. You know what I mean, sometimes you gotta just learn to chill.
Yeah. It says Isaiah 14:4. It says, "Thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon and say, how hath the oppressor ceased? the Golden City seats.
Esau, only thing Esau knows is how to be an oppressor. That's what he's made to do. And there's a difference between a ruler and an oppressor. You don't have to oppress people to rule over them.
Yeah.
Esau only knows how to oppress. That's all he knows. That's what he's good at. Coming up with different I call it, that's my new word now. It's an operating system. All Esau does is try and find a different operating system to do the same thing. He might call it Catholicism. He might call it Democrat. He might call it capitalism. He might call it cotton. You will find, well, no matter what the operating system is, somehow it's going to achieve the same thing. It could be Linux or Microsoft. It don't matter. The same outcome is going to be that he's going to find a way for that system. So the same thing with the MOTB system. It's just a new operating system for him to do the same things, but in his eyes, better. He can better achieve his goal of oppression. That's all it is. That's his goal, to have control and to oppress you and to be sadistic when because he actually feels good when he's putting people down. When he's being sadistic, when he sees people crying and in a bad way, they love it.
Begging man for a piece of bread.
They love it.
Yeah, because you see them countries over there, we're better than them.
Yeah. Well, Trump was saying they were shit all country.
Shit all countries.
Yeah, they love it. They love that.
But this is it. It's like, look, man, America's a shithole country. It's a shithole country with a credit card. That's all it is. Because it's like some of the things, some of the basics that America doesn't have. Like I still think about it. It's a bit mad because when I like logistics and stuff like that. For me, the thought of somewhere like LAX not having a subway system to get to it is wild. Because for me, I'm like, that's the first thing you would do. You build an airport and then you build ways to get to the airport. But they don't have that in America. You don't have a public transport system. The big issue with the World Cup.
The bombs, brother.
It's a lie.
Priorities. We gotta pay for the bombs.
Priorities.
For people.
We gotta pay for $1 billion radar systems that will get blown up by drones in an hour.
Yeah, because that's one of the main annoyances a lot of non-Americans have about the World Cup. Is I think the World Cup final, you have to take a car to the World Cup final. Like you can't just transit as a normal.
Bro, you got people crying if they have to have a baby, so they might get a bill off that.
So one woman had triplets, and obviously triplets, you're getting into kind of danger territory. So preemies and stuff like that cost her $1 million. The bill was $1 million.
Paying that off for the next 20 generations.
Bro, I don't know if insurance covered it, but it's the fact that the point is, the bill said $1 million. Same. If they charge you for skin to skin in after you've had the birth.
Oh, okay.
Come
on. Yeah, where you going with this?
We're talking about babies.
Where you going with this?
Yeah.
Clarify, specify.
That's crazy though. They've basically commercialized the actual childbirth to the point where they've itemized the damn fucking process.
But again, this is another way on people's minds to have children or not. Because it's expensive. Or he made it expensive.
Oh, and exactly. So that's all scriptures talk about him being crafty.
And they even got to do half the fucking work. The woman's got to push the child out. What they're going to do is catch it.
Oh, but if they've got to do work, now they're charging you another 30 grand on top.
Crazy.
But we'll say because it's like the wisdom in wickedness of Esau. I look at it at the CV and how he applied different ways of getting out of certain things or pushing his juice. Right? Is in America they threaten people with their jobs. Well, which with us in Europe was kind of like to get a new job. In America, your job is your healthcare, right? And it's like, okay, cool. Now your child gets sick, you're not able to take your child to the doctor. So it was the way that he played on how different nations wanted or behaved. Over here, basically, we were locked down for ages. So he said, look, man, you want to travel, you got to take that juice. So what did people do? Oh, I knew people that started, look, I ain't taking that. And then when it came to it, I've got to go somewhere.
Weakness, that's what the weakness. But that's the But I say it's weakness, man. That's how you know these guys when the chick comes, they're gonna take it, but they're weak. They can't stand to be kept in or be kept away from things.
Which they're gonna end up being kept anyway. But the whole point is just to get you into a control thing, and then they really gonna stop you from making moves. You won't be able to leave your house unless you get a permission. But that drone won't come unauthorized
Yeah.
unauthorized travel detected.
Yeah, because with the what do you call it? You've got geofencing for
Yeah.
cattle.
Okay.
So it's like before you would actually need to have the fences, but now what they have is like they got these collars, yeah, and then they're GPS controlled, and then if they get close to the edge, like let's say that's a barrier.
Oh no, I thought I was gonna say
No,
come
no.
and usher them back in.
No, it makes a noise, and then if they start going over, we'll give them a little electric shock.
Oh, to teach them not going on.
Yeah, and then it's like,
He's doing this.
yeah.
So, I mean, this man.
It's like,
Imagine that.
you know, remember that episode of X-Men, man, out with the collars, the powers damn
Yeah,
did it? When I was getting mashed up, I was like,
yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, but it showed you that first in that movie Fortress. If with the dude that played Highlander, what's his name again? Anyway, yeah, in that movie Fortress when they were he actually put in prison trying to escape America because his wife was pregnant. What's that film? It's actually quite telling. His wife was pregnant, which he wouldn't allow unauthorized pregnancies. So he got caught trying to get out of America, and then they caught him and put him in the fortress, in the prison, and then they put the chip in you. And if you cross the red line, then it goes boom, move, head loss straight away. Down. And then in the film, they had to see man pulling it out, and then he put it in a man's pocket. Yeah. Fortress is a good film. It's a good oldie, but it's an oldie but goodie. But it shows you they had mechanization to do all these things from way back then. It's just now they got the technology to do it. So, you know, as Alazar's gonna have one up again. Ass chip.
Third one, the 16.
Hey, you go ahead and enjoy putting it in. I'm just saying. It's not even a procedure.
but you
point.
he was saying it's not going off though because it's not. That's why I put it there.
At that point, it's not business. It's pleasure.
Ecclesiastes 12 and 16. An enemy speaketh sweet truth with his lips, but in his heart he imagines how to throw thee down.
The whole time, these devils, all these politicians, all these heads of states, they've known what the end goal is. They've known. We're setting these people up to chip them and put them in a slave grid. Bill Clinton knew, Biden knew, George Bush knew, Trump knows. Mr. Trump knows what the game is. He knows what the goal is.
And
You know?
Trump,
It's the Colin Bones, but they all
They got them bones.
and what's going, we speak about it a lot, but it's, getting Trump to do it, it makes it seem like, oh, it's just incompetence.
Oh, it's crazy.
Oh, it's crazy. It's like, no, this has been the plan all along. They just wanted to.
They made you buy into this character because of the failings of the Democrats and the Republicans of the past time, and he's going to sort everything out, right? Because he's so crazy, he's so direct, Well, this is what
This
what's
first
happening.
day in, he brought in all big tech, blood. I said, yo, build the grid, blood. We're going to lock these pussies down, get rid of their jobs, man. They're about to be slaves, man. They about to be slaves. They're going to come begging their daddy for some of that sweet CBDC. So they need that government cheese, blood. They're going to need that. And that's what you're going to be doing. A lot of you people are going to be begging.
Which who's gonna buy all of these farms when these farmers get
Who's been
bankrupt?
buying?
Bill Gates.
Yeah.
Exactly, but it's like I'm talking more specific about the current issue with the fertilizer, because a lot of these farmers are on the edge. It's a season to season type of life that they live. So then it's a thing of like, if this is as bad a season as it's forecasted, they're gonna have to sell up.
Yeah, they're gonna put a data center.
Again, go check out Soil and Green.
Yeah.
Soil and Green is a great film. I watched that tonight. Soil and Green is a great film. It shows you that. Like, so about, and then when they were having the riots, it was trucks would come and just lift people up and put them down. Have you never seen, brother? I told you to watch that last week. 3 months suspension. I'm pretty sure you should have been watching it on the way home.
Tuesday.
You should have been watching it on your way home, but I said Tuesday. How many days? I ordered you to watch that film.
Yeah.
Go check it out. Fine, bro.
I'm bad with films in general, but I'll tell you.
Public domain. Right? Charlie Heston's old ass. All his films should be public domain. Hey, check that film out, Soylent Green, man.
I watched it ages ago, man.
It's a good film. I might watch it tonight, man. Why? Like, we might group watch it, man. We're gonna start group watching films. We got the technology. I'm sure there's a way you can group watch films. Isn't it?
Must.
Yeah, there was.
They
That's how
would have been
EFAP, innit? That's how EFAP do it.
right. It would have been over like certainly built that tech over CV. I know they
Because I
definitely
know
had it.
you know EFAP.
No.
Yeah, they review films, but they're not all in the same place. And they're watching the film. I think one guy runs it, and they can all watch it at the same time. Might do some group cinema. Go back and watch an oldie but goodie. You know what I mean? Yeah. Fortress. Even Elon Flux. I remember that was a good one. Aeon Flux. Yeah. Same principle, same shit.
Oh yeah.
He imagines how to throw thee into a pit. He will weep with his eyes, but if he find opportunity, he will not be satisfied with blood.
He's always like Jake actually trusts this man, but he's always plodding. And this is it. It was like in Sirach, the 12th chapter, it speaks about, if you go crouching, set him not by them. Beware of him, because that's one of the things that's beautiful about this truth. Because what do you call it? I don't like saying Queen, but Elizabeth Windsor, right? People see her, they just saw an old granny. We saw a witch. Hedwig, yeah.
She actually literally wasn't. One minute.
But that's how the way we look at all of these Edomites, man. They might be smiling at you all in your face and all in at the job or whatever, but they're stiff upper lip Edomites.
Oh, good. Fair play. He's British, man. Fair play and all this shit. Like,
But it's the thing, like, everybody should know if you work for any of these corporations, like, Esau don't give a fuck about people.
Yeah.
You don't care about the workers. It's profits first, man.
Profits first. Don't care about the children.
Yeah, I mean, you should know this, like.
That's actually in what do you call it? That is enshrined in American corporate law, right? Dodge versus Ford. Because Ford's thing was like, look, man, we're trying to make it better for the consumers and this, that, and the other. But Dodge, right? They were like, nah, you gotta care about the shareholders. So then Dodge won. So now every company has a duty to their shareholders, not to the consumer or the employee.
So if you think these corporations are here to save the world, for people's sake, bullshit.
That's why they're getting caught doing something that harms you. Someone had to make that decision. They calculated, yeah. A couple people might die, a couple people might sue. It's all good. You know what I mean? As long as we make the peace, we deal with the lawsuits. You know what I'm saying? And then, hey, we might railroad them, man. Keep them in court so long they can't afford. They have to settle. Yeah, we'll pay them out because we know they're broke anyway. So it's like, yo,
yeah,
we'll give you a
you want in it. You
like, hold this million, and to you it's life changing money, and they just made like 500 billion. But
well, it's like the Bowen whistleblower died. That was the end of that. Badness. Ruled a suicide. So someone else, the TA,
Dr. Kelly. David Kelly, when he went out into the woods, he shot himself twice with a shotgun. What's his name did that too? Gary Webb, he shot himself twice with a shotgun. Hey,
Kelly was one rafting in it.
Yeah. Man just went out and committed, a professional like that.
Yeah.
Ended it all.
Next might be abducted by aliens. The body.
Yeah. But that's the thing. Esau has the means and the power. Because the reason they let you know that he killed himself with a shotgun is to basically say, look, we will kill you.
Yeah, I'll do this.
And there is nothing anyone in
he
your
called
family.
himself having integrity, bro.
But there's like any time whistleblowers anything, and they have to run away.
Yeah.
Because he still don't know about it. They don't care about truth.
America's the bastion of righteousness. You know how many men are in jail? Yeah. How come he's not pardoned none of them? You ever notice that?
Yeah.
How come they never come in and said, oh, you know what, man, it was wrong that we did that. All he was doing was speaking the truth. They never pardoned no one because they set a precedent. Now, listen, the truth is national security. You can't let the people know the truth. We got to keep the lie going, bro.
Yep.
Well, so what does that tell you about your society? You know what I mean? Anything else?
Yeah, I was holding on from earlier. Second Ezra chapter 15. For wickedness have exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled.
The whole earth is universally wicked from every continent. There's really no way you can go now. You know, even in this under the sea where it's corrupted. Them man have gone up into the space, so space is corrupted too.
Well, it's a fucking bunch of trash out there around circling around the earth.
So you remember when you look at the Starlink constellation, it's lit. You can see where it is. It's just everywhere. It's covering the whole earth, and that's just Starlink. So imagine all of the different satellites that they set and put up in space in the whole. Yeah, and it's true. As the elders going into Skynet, man. Because that's the thing. Well,
That's actually what the word means, isn't it?
yeah.
If you look at it, it's like
It's a net, yeah, legit. Because it's like when you look at some of these quote third world countries where actually it's not economical because let's say it's not populated enough to build like the infrastructure. So yeah, to basically have a cell phone tower, but it's only going to serve 10 people. Actually, Starlink bridges that gap. Now, why would they in their good hearts want to do something like that? Because they've got a system where they need everyone to be accessible. Yeah,
they need the connection to be ubiquitous.
exactly. You know, you can be out in the middle of the sticks nowadays and have because of Starlink.
High speed.
You know, high speed, yeah.
Watching Fortress.
Verse 7. Therefore saith the Lord, I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness, which they profanely commit. Neither will I suffer them in those things in which they wickedly exercise themselves. Behold, the innocent and righteous blood crieth unto me, and the souls of the just complain continually. And therefore saith the Lord, I will surely avenge them, and receive unto me all the innocent blood from among them. Behold, my people.
Now you might say, "Oh, the Bible says no one's innocent." Yeah, to the Most High, but someone could be innocent to you. So you just go and murder someone. You think that person was innocent because you didn't have actually a cause to kill them. It's just like we went into slavery, right? Okay, but then why, if Esau murdered Jake, why is Esau going to get punished? Because one would say, well, Jake weren't innocent. No, we weren't innocent to the Most High because we broke his laws. But we was innocent in the way of to Esau. Because if I don't do nothing to you, then why are you killing me? You know what I'm saying? So that's what it means about the innocent blood. Right?
Because you trespass again.
Yeah, you just come and start murdering people to steal man's protection. The man's innocent, like.
Yep.
Behold, my people is there as a flock to the slaughter. I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt. As we get compared to leave this place, man. Most I gotta take us out of this place. But I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm, and smite Egypt with plagues as before, and will destroy all the land thereof. Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with the plague and punishment that God shall bring upon it.
That's coming to America. And the funny thing is, you've got a man that's on the TV boasting the most.
It's talking the
He's
hardest.
talking America up to the heights of the hottest country in the world. And meanwhile, it's really just like imploding. The man's living on the bridges. But it's just like, he's installing it, but at the same time, casting judgment on other nations. Like, man would bomb you back to the Stone Age. And that's because you're right close to your end. I wouldn't be surprised if when the missiles are launched, man's on the TV saying everything's okay. We've won. You know what I mean? Oh, these people are just
From his bunker.
all kind of, for real. That bright light is just fireworks with launched commemorating 251 years of American excellence. Embrace it. Wave at the fireworks. It's crazy, man. You know what I mean? Like, remember gaslighting, man, for since the prices are going down. It's happening or not.
They have even. That's the thing they keep saying. America's going to start
There's
really
no
feeling
inflation.
it now.
You know what you're saying? Oh, yeah, they got up a little bit, not as much as before it was. What?
There's no inflation. It's like, bro, if inflation drops from 2.8 to say 2.5, that doesn't mean it's not inflation. There's 2.5%. Like, no inflation would mean that the inflation rate is at zero.
It's just a small number. It's
That's crazy. Oh, the stock market's doing great.
As we've said many times, that's really free because everyone says the S&P 500 But it's like when you really look at the S&P 500, it's only like 3 to 8 companies. I forget the exact number that was actually going. That's been going up. The other ones have kind of just been doing that, flatlining a little bit down.
It's big tech.
Big tech, which everyone's coming out being like it's an Ouroboros basically. That's the one where it eats itself. Yeah, because it's like Nvidia paying Microsoft via OpenAI and OpenAI buying Nvidia chips, and it's just doing that circular loop. Yeah, man.
You need an AI to break it down. Yeah.
I could read more.
We're going for it. Right, man. So listen, man. Look, man. We almost out of here, man. It's beautiful day today, man. Brothers is in good spirits because we see that the prophecies are coming to pass. We just got to hold firm to our faith, man. We're in the right side. We're in the right camp in terms of, we're with the men of the Lord, man, that believe on the end of this world and believe in Yahweh Shai. And that's it, man. We just got to hold firm to that.
Yeah.
And go through the hell. And on the other side of that hell, man, it's all the beautiful things that we've been talking about, man. All the only good things, man. And we're going to get to pummel Esau into the ground, man. What's better than that? Okay? So repent. That's all we can say.
Yeah.
Repent now before it gets to a point where it's not available no more. Now you just cook. And that's in the scriptures too. You get cooked. All right, so call double honestly, apostles, the elders,
Honest.
Millstone. Honest to you brothers out there in the highways and the byways, and shut around to you brothers and sisters, listening and learning and supporting the truth.